Ever have that one friend who loves something you know nothing about? Something you wish they could explain better? Well, this isn't that show. Welcome to Drunk Fandom, the show where we have a drunk person explain something they love to a sober friend who is clueless.
Drunk Fandom contains swears and other not safe for work content. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. The Fierce Ferrets do not condone excessive drinking, but if you do, please drink responsibly. Enjoy the show!
Welcome to Drunk Fandom, Episode 9, Mojito Effect. Now, I know last episode we said that this one was going to be about Homestuck, but our Loremaster unfortunately had a family emergency. So Gideon has gracefully and graciously decided... That's the word I wanted. Decided to fill in, and he's going to be talking about Mass Effect, which I'm a little bit excited about. I know nothing about this. So, Gideon, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm not gonna lie, the second you said gracefully, I spilt my drink all over my shirt.
Why? Is that a thing in Mass Effect?
No, just, it was not graceful at all. Okay, so I am drinking vodka and 7-Up. Because make 7-Up yours. I missed that saying.
Yeah.
Right? I had a shirt of that. I had a shirt of that. It was great, yeah. Right.
Oh, I wish I had one. So, what does Mass Effect mean to you?
It's honestly my favorite franchise. I know I talked a lot about Fallout earlier in the season, but Mass Effect and Fallout are kind of like constantly vying for each other for who gets to be the center of my attention. But Mass Effect, I just love sci-fi, and I love everything about the original Mass Effect trilogy. I haven't finished Andromeda at the point of this recording, but I really enjoyed everything that I was doing. Fuck the naysayers. I'm drunk, so I am not liable to be held for my liability things. Guys.
It's the internet.
Yeah. I liked it. Y'all can just let me enjoy it. I don't even care. Okay.
Yeah, you're just gonna let me enjoy it.
So, what do you know about Mass Effect?
Well, absolutely nothing. Like, when I was told that,
Okay.
So when I was told that I was going to be the interviewer for this episode, I was like, wow, I really don't know anything about it. Like, I only really know the poster. And then the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, I think that was the Gears of War poster I'm remembering.
Were the men really thick?
Yes.
That was Gears of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even know the artwork. I mean, I'm sure I do.
No,
if
it's all good.
Saw it.
Yeah, no, okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of a good starting point because I'm drunk, but there's that. Oh yeah, okay. So good starting point for you to realize about this is that, like 30. Okay, so we're at the starting point. 30 years before the starting point, roughly 30 years, there was an event where humans were like, yeah, we're going to space, cool, yeah. And they go to Mars and they're like, yeah, we're going to colonize Mars. And then somebody was like, holy fuck. And then somebody was like, what, Jerry, what? And Jerry's just freaking out and go, oh my god, Reggie. There were fucking aliens on Mars. And Reggie just slaps Jerry in the face and he's like, what are you talking about, Jerry? Jerry! Did you just find out that there was life on other planets? And Jerry's like, they were called Protheans! And so humanity just kind of like fucking...
What were they called? Protheans?
Protheans.
Protheans.
Apparently there were some really like pervy aliens called the Protheans who like they're only pervy because they would go to other planets. I'll go more into them as we get along, but the reason they had shit on Mars is that they were like looking for colonization stuff and everything like that. and they literally like set up a station on Mars, a colony, and then they looked at Earth and were like, huh, Earth has life on it. We probably shouldn't fuck with that. And then, yeah, exactly. We should probably just let it be. And, you know, when they develop naturally enough, we'll bring them in the Prothean Empire. And then, you know, Protometus Bob was like, yeah.
Protometus Bob.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, they had this station there on Mars, and then 50,000 years, everybody, you know, humans find it, and they're like, shit, there were fucking aliens here! And so they reverse engineered all the technology. The funnest part about this information is they don't talk about this in the game, they talk about it in some of the books and codex entries, is everybody lost their shit when they found out that aliens were a thing. Yeah. And it's like, surprise, surprise, yeah.
Yeah.
So, aliens...
It's kind of a big deal. That's huge news.
But here's the funniest thing. Like, the first one on the fucking... In this setting, the first one to change their stance was the Catholic Church. Yeah. I'm not even joking. They were like, so aliens were a thing, God made them too. And all the humans are like, I mean, I guess. And the Catholic Church was like, we're progressive. And I could just imagine Pope, what are we up to? Pope
Francis.
No, it's not Francis, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Pope no. Pope John Paul, Pope Benedict, because he was Palpatine. Not that he was a dick, he just really looked a lot like Palpatine.
No, it's Pope Francis.
Shit, really? We're only up to 3 popes in my lifetime?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought there were more popes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does the Pope poop in the woods?
I mean, if he's poped, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So they find this, and they reverse all the technology, and then eventually they reach fast FTL, which stands for faster than light travel. They reach FTL, and then they discover this big old thing about how the galaxy is a big old thing, and surprise, surprise, they make first contact with a species called the Turians, and the Turians kind of like... It's hard to describe them. They kind of look like bird people, but not bird people. Like, they have the avian influence on their bone structure and everything like that, but they don't look like birds, like, at all. Except in the legs. They got bird legs.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, like, their legs are kind of like back, like their knee, where their knee joints would be, it's facing backwards kind of a thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And their home planet, like, I know a lot about Mass Effect. Their home planet had more radiation than typical, like more exposure to sunlight, like a weaker ozone. So they naturally evolved over time to just kind of, like, deflect it, so their skin is shinier.
Ooh.
Bioware did an amazing job with Mass Effect on the level of detail. Like, there was a species... again, I'm just going to run through this because there's a lot to talk about. There's a species that is like an apex predator, and originally the concept art for them was that their eyes were like on the side, and then they were like
a hammerhead.
Yeah, like a hammerhead, but not a hammerhead, like a rabbit.
Okay.
And they were like, shit, we can't do this because that's actually an evolutionary trait of prey, not predators. Like, if you notice, and this taught me a lot about design, predators have their eyes up front. Prey have their eyes up the side, generally. Except fish.
That is really interesting.
Yeah. So they immediately changed it, and then the animals had, even though they had a lizard-like appearance, they wanted the eyes up front because of the fact that they're an apex predator.
Yeah. You know where I learned the most about character design? Watching Face Off on Sci-Fi. Because there were a couple of times where they would do a makeup or something, and the judges would be like, well, no, think about things that actually naturally occur in nature. Like this, the way you sculpted this doesn't look natural.
You're getting a little robotic-y, by the way, at this point.
Oh, no.
Well, I've been needing to cough for like 20 seconds, so...
Yeah, okay.
While we wait for Wombat to normalize.
Yeah, okay,
Hello.
So say, I am a tea kettle, and I should be in Cuphead.
I am a tea kettle, and I should be in Cuphead.
Yeah, so okay, you're good. We might have to we might make Deacon.
I mean, if robot happens, it happens. I'm sure it'll be fine. So, I just use that as an opportunity to cough.
Alright, so, so we'll cut out some stuff here. Okay, so, back on point. So you begin the story of Mass Effect as you create your character, Commander Shepard. It's a game.
Oh, yeah. He's like I know that name. That's the only thing I know about Mass Effect.
Well, Commander Shepard was named after Commander Alan. I don't know if he was a commander. Commander Alan Shepard, who was one of the humans' first astronauts. So that's a big deal. Why it's symbolic there. Anyway, you create your Shepard, male Shep, pro Shep, whatever. We're gonna go from this perspective because one of the cool things about this game series is that Shepard is in every fiction outside of the game always indicated by their name. So you basically get to pretend it's your Shepard.
That is so cool.
So we're gonna go by basically a Paragon Shepard, basically good guy Shepard.
Yeah.
Okay, there are many different ways to portray this. I went Paragon my first playthrough because I'm not a fucking cuck. Okay? So, Shepard, you have a couple of backstories. I chose that I was a war hero, and it matters with a couple of lore fluffs, but we're not going to go into that. So you make your Shepard, and you end up starting on the Normandy. It is this cool prototype stealth ship designed in conjunction with Turians and humans. Turians and humans don't get along because of the First Contact War. It literally lasted very briefly. But there was a lot of animosity on both sides because a lot of people got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on both sides. Basically humans were like, I'm going to try and colonize this planet, not knowing that aliens exist. And then Turians were like, the fuck you doing, species we don't know about? And then basically the Citadel Council, again, going forward, came in, basically think like a galactic government was like, whoa, 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 whoa. There's other species, and the humans are like, oh, yeah, we've only encountered a dead species. We weren't sure if there were anything else out. And the Turians were like, you dumb fucks, you should have. And then the humans were like, you dumb fucks, fuck you. And then the Asari and the Solarians were like, both of you dumb fucks, chill the fuck out.
So the humans photobombed the Turians, and the Turians took offense to it, and then it started a war.
Yeah, it got real. It got real a lot. It was a brief war, but people died, and ever since then, humans and Turians didn't really get along because they were the humans thought you guys could have handled that better, and the Turians thought, well, you could have fucking handled that better too. Fuck you. And, they crossed their weird chicken arms, and the humans laughed, and then after that, it got real. So anyway, you are on the Normandy. It's with Captain Anderson, who is voiced by the illustrious Keith David. Keith David, if you're hearing this, you're senpai, and I hope you notice me.
Oh, I know who that guy is, yeah.
Goliath from Gargoyles, yeah. No, he's amazing.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so you are the first you are the second in command next to the captain on the ship, and you talk to Anderson. Apparently, some shit went down, and they sent a Spectre to oversee the mission. A Spectre is basically like the amazing operative, the right hand of the council. If in space. There are the council space and then other space, right? Terminus systems, space that's unknown, lawless reaches and stuff like that. Council space is basically where all your laws are under Citadel law and everything like that. The Spectres are the first line of defense before open war. They will send an elite operative to fucking kill shit, to wrap shit up, to make sure shit gets done before they have to send in an actual fleet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if, say, somebody's being a little bit of a bitch boy and doesn't want to play ball, well, then there's a Spectre coming in who's like, bow, bow, bow. And then now open war is not a thing. They are the cream of the crop, elite operatives. There's only a handful of them, I think 100. I can't remember. But they're the big shit. So you find out that Commander Shepard is on this mission to recover a Prothean artifact from a planet called Eden Prime. Prothean artifacts are really rare and valuable, and if you were to find one, you are supposed to alert the Citadel authorities immediately, because everybody wants to reverse engineer the knowledge inside of it. Because they generally have treasure troves of information. You find out also that this is a test run to see if Commander Shepard could possibly be the first human Spectre. Being a Spectre leads you to a big political win into joining the Council. The Council are only represented by Asari, Solarian, and Turians. And I'll get into why that is later. So, you end up going on Eden Prime with this Spectre named Nihilus, who, he was really cool, but we didn't really get to see a lot of him, right? You end up on Eden Prime, you're with your buddy Alenko, and your other buddy who's nameless and like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, only he dies from some robots there. And these robots are called the Geth. And everybody's like, shit, the Geth haven't been seen for like 200 fucking years. What the fuck are they doing here? They are an AI species of robots that were created by another species called the Quarians. And then eventually they gain sentience and were like, do I have a soul? And the Quarians are like, gotta nip this in the bud, gotta nip this in the bud. They did not nip it in the bud, and they ended up becoming a migrant fleet of wanderers because their planet was overtaken by AI. Which is a reason for strict AI laws in Citadel space. Fun fact, again, they did not nip it in the bud. It got bad.
Yeah, you don't say.
Don't fuck with AI, kids. Anyway, so you end up on this planet. You find one survivor on the planet named Ashley Williams, and your buddy Caden Alenko, who is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They're both pretty cool. Everybody calls Ashley racist, but let me tell you right now, everybody in Mass Effect is racist. I'll fucking point it out every point of the way because...
Yeah, I'll say it.
Yeah, no, like, literally everybody's fucking racist. It's fucking funny. Like, that people don't see it. Like, it's really obvious. Like, people talk about species like it's just fucking, like, just coffee table situations, and it's like, this is uncomfortable. Anyway, so you meet them, you find out about the Geth being there, and you're like, what the fuck, man? They haven't been seen here in 200 years. You and Nihilus spread off, and meanwhile, while Nihilus is doing his thing, he encounters another Spectre named Saren. And Saren is like, Nihilus, what up, buddy? And Nihilus is like, Saren, what the fuck you doing here? And Saren is like sweating profusely like that Jordan Peele gif. And he's like, nothing. I mean, the Citadel thought this was a big thing, so they sent another Spectre, and he's like, that's weird. But you know what? I've worked with you plenty of times. I trust you. He hugs him, and he's like, I trust you, man. I trust you. And he's like, you know, I gotta let the Citadel know what's going on. And meanwhile, Saren is like, already got the pistol to Nihilus's head, and he's like, you don't say.
It's like that one robot chicken thing with Anakin. Can my surprise be a hug when he's trying to kill the young? Like,
no, he didn't even feel bad about it. He was just a dick. Yeah. So you progress on Eden Prime a little bit, and you find out that there are 4 bombs that are enough to like really just destroy the colony, like atomic bombs. And Saren eventually, you disarmed the bombs as Commander Shepard because you a boss. There's a Miracle of Sound song. You can run like a leopard, fight like a Krogan. Wait, no. You can fight like a Krogan, run like a leopard, but you'll never be better than Commander Shepard. It rings true.
I love that dude.
Yeah. So, you see Saren and you're like, the fuck is this guy? And he touches the Prothean beacon before they try and blow up the colony, and he was like, cool visions, and leaves. And then you're like, you stop all the bombs. You're like, we secured the beacon. One of your crewmates, depending on your gender, you know, like they go too close to it, it activates. You push them out of the way, and you touch the Prothean beacon, and you get visions, horrible visions of like machines killing indiscriminately against organics. Like, we're talking like brutal, like death, chomp, weird sexual tension, death. Yeah. And then you just like collapse, and you wake up a couple of days later, and you still have the visions, and the Captain Anderson and the crew of the Normandy are like, you alright, dog? And you're like, I've seen some shit. Like, guys, machines suck. Like, holy fuck, they're gonna kill us. And they're like, just take some Motrin. It's all good. So you tell him about Saren being like, yo, there was another fucking Spectre there, and he's being a dick. And Admiral or Captain Anderson is like, was his name Saren or Saren Fuckboyus Arturius? And you're like, yeah, Saren's the one. He's like, motherfucker, I know that guy. That guy sandbagged me from being the human Spectre. And he was like, yo, really? And he's like, yeah, he fucking sandbagged me. He was an asshole. He's a racist. He hates humans. He's gonna fucking try and kill us all, I guarantee it. Spoiler alert going in this, he does try and kill everybody. He's a dick. Yeah. So you end up going to the Citadel. The Citadel is like this really cool ancient Prothean thing, right? Mm-hmm. Make a note that I said that it's a Prothean thing, by the way.
Prothean thing?
Yeah. Okay.
I will make a note.
The Citadel. The Citadel. Citadel, yeah. So you go there. That's where the major hub of the galaxy is. It's like it's basically where the Citadel Council is. It's this giant space station that can close up into like a cylinder, but when it opens up, it's like a ward. Like each level is like a ward. So like you're looking at my video right now, you see my fingers. That's a district. Each district, and then it can close up like that, like yeah, and then it opens up like that. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Anyway, so you go there and you're talking to a guy named Udina, who's the ambassador for humans, and he's like, what the fuck, man? You fucked this up. You're supposed to not suck at this. And you're like, I'm sorry, they had a fucking Spectre and robots from like 200 years ago who we thought never would leave their home planet. He's like, shit. Oh, we should talk to the council about this. I mean, if there's a rogue agent, and you try to talk to the council, and they're like, that's Saren you're talking shit about? Fuck you, we know that guy. He's cool. You're a bunch of fucking crybaby losers. You having weird little mental issue visions, Shepard, and you're like, no, I'm not. And then the Turian council is like, you fucking are. And then the Asari one is kind of like,
I know you are, but what am I?
No, she's kind of legit, and then the Solarian is Switzerland. Okay, so we're going to go into the races here. Solarians, they're kind of like aquatic fish people without being in the fucking water. It's weird. Asari are a unisex species. Is unisex when they're one sex? They're all sexy space women with head tentacles. It was BioWare's way of getting around Fox News's, like, I hate lesbians.
Wait, and who were they?
The Asari. They were, like, the first species that came to the Citadel. And then the Solarians came and they're like, what up, Asari? And, well, we don't know your name. And they're like, we're Asari. Cool. We should form a unilateral government. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And then they found other species. And then eventually the Turians were like, hey, I see you got some problems here. Let's help fix your problems militarily. And then they're like, cool, join the council. And that's why there are 3. My fingers are weird. Okay. So you're like, fuck that council! I hate them! They suck! I'm so done with their bullshit! And then, Udina and Anderson are like, you know what, try and find some info about this Saren fella. Fuck him. If he's doing some shit, we're gonna air his dirty laundry. And meanwhile, Saren's talking to a matriarch of the Asari, matriarch Benezia. Matriarchs are like, okay, so Asari can live for like 1,000 years, and matriarchs are like the final stage of their life. Like how we have youth, adulthood, elderly. Basically, that's elderly for them, but yet they're still smoking hot with big ass titties. So,
of course they are.
Aliens, right?
I mean, that's how I want to go out.
Aliens. So, she's like, Saren, stop destroying everything in this ship. It's all cool. Oh yeah, I forgot. On Eden Prime, you see this giant fucking, like, ship that looks like a cuttlefish. And you're like, what the fuck is that? And that's the ship Saren's flying around in. Because, why not? Which nobody's ever seen something like that big before. So, yeah. So you go around the Citadel and you're starting to collect evidence to expose him. You know, you do your thing. You gather some. You help some cops. You help some people. I think the biggest mention of note is that you meet a guy named Conrad, who is like your biggest fan, and you're like, Commander Shepard, I'm your biggest fan. Did you just do the Hannibal Lecter thing from Anthony Hopkins? No. Can I have an autograph? Sure. You sign his thing, and he's like, my wife will love it. And I'm not going to get into it every time we go back to the Citadel, but you talk to him like 3 times, and he just gets progressively weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you eventually you find out that there's a Quarian on the stage. Okay. There's a Quarian on the stage. Okay. Let me. It's Drunk Luke, so Drunk Giddle. So okay. So eventually you find out that this guy is trying to betray someone called the Shadowbroker. We'll get into. Shadowbroker has like a bunch of back alley connections and stuff like that. There's this guy named Fist. I think his name is Fisk, like the Spider-Man villain, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Anyway, so he's fucking with the Shadowbroker, and the Shadowbroker gives you some free info through one of their intermediaries who's like, this guy's kind of fucking with us. And you find out that there's a Krogan who also is trying to kill this guy, and his name is Rex, and Papa Rex is like, he's legit. Oh, yeah. And then, oh my god, how can I have forgotten Garrus? Okay, so when you stop meeting with the council, there's a Turian named Garrus who is like, he's basically the Turian Punisher, and I love it. He's a cop on the Citadel who's like, I fucking knew that Saren is fucking corrupt, and I'm sick of his shit. Can I join you? Because basically you get all the companions like right off the bat in this in the first game, and you're like, yeah. And then you find out about Fisk, and you recruit a Krogan named Rex, and Rex is so fucking cool. CSEC, the security group on the Citadel, is like, hey, you know, people have seen you threatening this bar owner. You want me to arrest you? And Rex is like, I want you to try. And, like, this guy just kind of backs down, like, and Rex is like, that's what I thought. And he's like, just fucking get out of here. We're not dealing with you. And you're like, hey, dude, we're going after the same guy. And he's like, yep, cool. And so then eventually go after Fisk. And you find out that he had information about a Quarian who wanted to sell secrets about Saren, who somehow she intercepted a Geth who witnessed a conversation he had and salvaged its memory. And oh my god, she's basically a Quarian version of Jen, you know, Backclam.
Aww.
Yeah, no jit. She's no shit. She's like legit Backclam. It's so cute. Her name is Tale Zora, and Quarians are the species that off their home planet they have a weak immune system, so they have to be in suits. Krogan are giant reptile people. They're the guys with the front eyes that I mentioned earlier. Yeah. They have these giant humps on their back. They're giant lizard people. They're crazy. So yeah. All right. So we're caught up. So you save Tally. You get the information, and you get evidence that Saren is a fucking prick. And everybody joins your crew because you're like, join my crew. I'm Commander Shepard. And they're like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking help see this through. So you go to the council and you walk up with your sunglasses there, and they're like, Commander Shepard, Counselor Ordina, Captain Anderson, how you doing? And you just kind of like walk out there and you just throw that information right at them and be like, I believe you have a leak in your Spectre ranks. That didn't sound as cool as I think it did. Fuck. But still, Saren's a bitch, and I can prove it. And you prove it, and the tape is really damned. He's like, fuck those humans! They fucked up our chance to blow up that planet! Shit, how are we gonna get the Reapers here? And everybody's like, what are Reapers? And Commander Shepard's like, that's the vision I had. They're an AI species that 50,000 years ago came and fucking killed all the Protheans. And they're like, that's stupid. No, that's not real. And Commander Shepard's like, I've seen it. And they're like, no, you haven't. Your visions count for shit. And Ugina's like, just can he become the first human Spectre? We proved that your guy, your golden boy is a fuckboy. And they're like, okay, well, you know, yeah, I guess, yeah, cool, we got this. We kind of fucked up, we didn't listen to you. And then you get some cool music, and everybody's at the Citadel being like, first human Spectre, yay, it's Commander Shepard, yay. And then you're, like, given a whole bunch of... Basically, Spectres can operate outside the law.
Okay.
So, like, literally, if they see someone being a dick and being like, hey, what are you doing? Like, I'm killing this child. You don't arrest them, you just shoot them. Like, you can even preemptively do it. You're like, I'm thinking about killing some kids. Shoot. You couldn't get... Yeah, you're above the law.
Doc Holliday, everybody.
And basically the only way to take care of a renegade Spectre is to be like, let's send another Spectre at him. And that's basically what happens. They're like, Saren's a renegade Spectre. Here's some leads. Go for it. And you go for it. And yeah, there we go. So now we're getting to the point of the main plot progression of this. You start off by finding a Prothean archaeologist named Liara Tassoni, who is awesome. All the characters in Mass Effect are awesome. Like, fuck it. Like, I can't even. So you go to a planet... I can't even remember the name of the planet. You go to a planet... What is the name? What is the planet's name? It's in the Artemis Tau cluster. I remember that part. Gnosis! It's fucking Gnosis. It's Gnosis on Therum! Therum! Is it Therum? It's Therum! It's Therum! I figured it out! Okay.
Yay!
So you go to the Artemis Tau cluster, you go to the Gnosis system, and you fucking go to Therum. And it's a volcanic planet with some Prothean ruins, and you drive your fucking Mako, which is the shittiest fucking Spectre wagon you've ever fucking had. It's like a refrigerator on wheels, man. It's so unwieldy. And you fight some Geth, and then you find Liara in the ruins, and she's been like, I've been here for a while, and I'm really thirsty. And you're like, Dr. Tassoni, I presume. And she's like, yeah, ha 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 ha.
Correct as usual, King Friday.
Can someone fucking let me out of this? And you're like, shit, yeah, sorry, my bad. And you let her out of it, and there's some Krogans there, like, we need the doctor. And you're like, cool. Shotgun to the face! And Liara is like, okay, how can I help you guys? And I can join your crew as a doctor. And you're like, yeah, sure. And you're like, so you're an archaeologist? Yep. And no one takes your work seriously. Yeah, I'm pretty much a youngin'. And you're like, oh, that's cool. How young are you? Oh, I'm 150. And everybody's like, fucking sorry. Dude, I'm like 30. Fuck you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Asari also basically take the genetic imprint of another species or themselves, and they can have a baby. You know, they just take DNA and they can just be like, baby.
Okay.
Anywho, so then she's like, she's a powerful biotic. Let me talk about, there's martial people, like, you know, guns. There's technological people, like infiltrators and engineers who are like tech. And then there are biotics. Biotics are space wizards. You literally have this implant in your head that allows you to tune into your biotic abilities that basically allow you to harness zero gravity abilities, little black holes, stuff like that. Like, they're space wizards.
Okay.
Everyone who's listening to this, biotics are space wizards. BioWare did it. They made space wizards. Basically like Jedi without the lightsabers.
Space wizards!
Yeah. So then you go to the next one, Novaria, which is where Matriarch Benezia was as well. And Matriarch Benezia is like Liara's mom, and she's the one handling with fucking Saren. That's his name. Okay, so Saren and Benezia are like biffles, and you know, you go to Novaria, and it's like a frozen wasteland with a corporation there that literally runs there because it can do illegal shit there and not get in trouble. And you're like, this is kind of real for me. Cool, yeah. And there are Geth there, and you kill the Geth, and you get up to the matriarch, and she's got this thing called a Rachni Queen. And Rachni... Okay, so... Back into the past. So, Krogan were discovered by the Solarians, and literally the Solarians brought them into the fold because of the Rachni. The Rachni were the sentient species of bug people that were killing the Asari and the Solarians and just fucking everything up. The Rachni thrived in hazardous conditions, like on volcanic planets and stuff, or ice planets. They could live. They were really sturdy. When the Solarians found the Krogan, they were like, we'll give you technology if you help us kill this shit. And the Krogan were like,
so they're like evil Shirans.
Yeah, basically. They're like evil Shiran, yeah. So the Krogan nuked themselves into oblivion. Like, their planet of Tuchanka was like a fucking radiated wasteland. They are really an aggressive people. And they were like, cool, we'll take technology in exchange for this. And so basically they uplifted the Krogan to kill the Rachni. The Rachni got fucked by the Krogan because the Krogan were like, we could deal with these kind of things on these kind of planets. Pa-pow, pa-pow, pa-pow. And the Krogan basically wiped them to extinction. Or so they thought. Like, this was a Rachni Queen that they got through an egg, and then, like Jurassic Park style, a bunch of assholes at a corporation thought, hey, we could probably make a profit off of resurrecting this dead species. Spoiler alert, the dead species got out and killed everybody.
That's usually the story.
Yep, it was Jurassic Park, and fuck them for trying.
Like, how do you not know at this point?
I know, right? There's literally 4 movies. They could have just fucking Googled or whatever the fuck the equivalent is of Mass Effect on the extranet. Okay, so, and one more bit of fluff, because this is going to be mentioned like a dozen times. So, eventually, the Krogan, because they were such a hardy species, they breed really rapidly because they had a high death rate, but without any fucking things to kill the Krogan, their birth rates were going out of control, and they were overbreeding, and they were like, we need more planets. And the Citadel was like, we don't have any more planets. Fine, we'll just take yours. And then so they waged war. Then they found the Turians. The Citadel found the Turians as the Krogans were releasing it. And the Turians were like, yeah, we'll help you. And the Solarians like, we have this really bad bomb that would literally mutate all the Krogan to basically have a reasonable birth rate. Instead of giving birth to like 12 kids, it'll make it so that most of them are either infertile or just keep having stillborns. But it's kind of unethical to use. And the Turians were like, lol, what? And they used it. And it's called the Genophage. Yeah, no, it's really fucked up. They basically, like, it's not a plague. It's literally a virus that mutated the genetic structure of the fucking Krogan so that they would basically, instead of just making it really harder to conceive, they could still conceive at the same rate, but they would carry it to stillborn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Sorry if that triggers anyone. Yeah, no, it's really fucked. And the Krogan are pretty pissed about it. Because it's fucked up. It's basically you genocided their whole fucking species. Yeah. Because Krogan are so aggressive that they don't fucking just settle down after this. They just take merc work. And they still die. So, like, Krogan are on the verge of extinction at this point because they can't breed. Because out of every 1,000 births, 1 gets healthy. The rest are stillborn. 1 out of 1,000. Yeah.
Wow.
And nobody saw a problem with that because the Krogan were so violent. And then, you know, like, years passed and everybody's like, just, you weren't there. It was pretty fucked. And the other people are like, you kind of fucking sterilized an entire people against their will. That's kind of fucked. Like, there was no good way here. Anyway, so yeah, you're caught up. So you're back on Novaria. And sorry I keep trailing off. There's a lot of fucking lore with this shit. So you meet Matriarch Benezia, and I always brought Liara there, and, you know, she's like, Mother, spoiler alert, she's her mom.
Oh.
And yeah, no, and you killed her mom.
Aw.
Yeah, it got awkward. And then you're like, sorry, my bad. And you find out she's like, oh my god, okay, I'm almost on the verge of death, and it's kind of breaking. There's this thing called indoctrination. I wanted to fucking lead Saren to a nicer fucking thing, but he's just nuking people and all this crap. Like, I can't control myself. There's this whisper in my head that keeps telling me to do these bad things. And everybody's like, what? And then she's like, you gotta kill me before it takes over, but you have to stop Saren. And she's like, now die. And you're like, I guess the indoctrination took over again, my bad. Cool. Yeah. So, that happened. You kill her mom, and then you're like, what do we do with this Rachni Queen? I saved the Rachni Queen because I think genocide is an awful thing, even if they're a species. The Rachni...
You heard it here, folks. Gideon does not support genocide.
As a Jew, I feel like I shouldn't.
Well, that is true. That is true. You do have a point, sir.
So you talk to this woman, right? Or this Rachni Queen, and she actually can possess nearby corpses. So she raises a corpse, and she's like, the singing drove us mad. We didn't want to fight. The singing drove us mad. Please don't kill my entire species. And I let the species go, because I was like, I can't, and the council was pretty pissed. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, I don't find genocide cool, assholes. And they're like, our children's children are gonna fucking pay the repercussions for this. And I'm like, no they won't! Because they're gonna remember that I didn't wipe out their entire species, and they're gonna be chill about it! And they're like, sure, whatever. Okay, so after that, you still can't deal with this mind vision crap that you got from the Prothean thing. Everything's in fragments because the beacon was damaged, right?
Okay.
So, the beacon was damaged, and you hear about something called the Thorian. There are Geth hitting this really hitting this fucking planet hard, and it's a possible link to where Saren is on the Exogeny Corporation on this planet. Ferris, okay. So you don't know why. Liara tries to help you with the visions, because of course Asari have psychic powers.
Okay.
And all the shit comes in fragmented for her, so she can't decipher it either. So you go to Pharos, you help the people out at the colony, the corporation is like, whatever you find in our building does not mean that you can prosecute us. And you're like, I'm a fucking Spectre, shut the fuck up. And you go in there's a bunch of Krogan...
I'll prosecute the shit out of you.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Krogan and Geth, and they're killing everything. And they're like, why the fuck are they caring about this broken-ass planet full of Prothean ruins? Like, they're just destroying shit. Okay, so they're wondering why the fuck the Geth are here and everything like that. Because that's why the Citadel, they were like, they're Geth attacking here. This is probably a big deal. So you go there, and you find out that they're trying to kill this thing called the Thorian, which is literally taking Asari and everything like that and, mind controlling them. It's this giant, 50,000-year-old plant. You kill all the people, all the Krogan, all the Geth, and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember, you talk to the... You kill the Thorian, you blow its stupid plant butt up, and then there's one Asari that survived who served Matriarch Benezia, and she was like, I can help you. I can give you a cipher. I was talking with the Thorian for a long while it possessed me as a gift, because they gave her the Thorian to communicate.
Yeah.
They gave her to the Thorian. And she knows something called the conduit. That's what you've been searching for. So she interfaces with you, and you're all able to deal with the excuse me. You're all able to communicate with the Thorian. No, you're able to decipher the message, and you saw 50,000 years ago the Reapers came and they killed the Protheans. The Protheans didn't even know it was coming, and that's why they're extinct. Okay, so, but at any point you could also do the DLC. The DLC has a factor for Mass Effect 3. Basically, you go to this asteroid that's being held hostage by terrorists, and they're trying to, crash the asteroid using rockets into the planet. So one of the ways that people will make space stations is that they'll put rockets on an asteroid, put it into the gravitational pull of the planet, and so it stays there, and then they'll work on the asteroid and mine it out into a space station. It's kind of brilliant when you think about it. Anyway, so these Batarians are four-eyed fuckfaces that still believe slavery is a cool thing. Yeah, slavery is part of their culture. And when the Citadel Space was like, dude, slavery's illegal. And they're like, you can't impede on our culture, bitches! And everybody's like, they're like, slavery's not cool. Slavery's not cool. And they're like, fuck you. And basically, humans and Batarians are really close in the distance scale. And the Batarians were there first, but, like, humans didn't believe in slavery, so, you know, they attacked humans, and then humans defended themselves, and the Batarians went to the Citadel Council and were like, what do you want me to do about it? And the Batarians are like, fine, we'll start our own fucking shit with slavery and hookers. Fuck you. And, yeah, so that basically it. A bunch of Batarian terrorists hijack this mining station. They're like, whatever, you know, fuck you. And you kill a bunch of them and all this shit, and then you go to their leader. I don't even remember his name because it's some dumb name. But you rescue a bunch of engineers and stuff like that. I let them go. They were like, you can either kill me and all the hostages die, or you can let me go and we'll fight another day. And I was like, fine, go fuckface. I'll just sell them your bombs. Flip you off as you're doing it. And all the people were like, thank you for saving us. I'm like, yeah, I'm Commander Shepard. Just remember, kids, you can fight like a Krogan and run like a leopard, but you'll never be better than me. Yeah. So, yeah. So then, okay, so after you get the cipher, right, from Pharos and everything, and Liara, and all this shit, you find out that there is... that Saren is on a planet named Vermeer. That was it. You don't get the cipher. It takes some time. So you hear about Saren being on Vermeer, right? Saren possibly has a cure for the genophage, which is the bomb that fucked with the Krogan. And so, you know, like, you talk to Rex, and Rex is like, that could be a cure for my people. And you're like, it's not a cure, dude. He's just going to enslave your people. They're just going to be servants of Saren. And they're going to fucking turn the Reapers, and then they're all going to come here and kill all of us. And Rex is like, you haven't steered me wrong, man. You haven't steered me wrong. I'm gonna let you have this. And Garrus is like, let me just go into the thing. Garrus is your boy. I haven't talked a lot about it because there's so many characters in this, and I'll get into it more in two. Okay, so yeah, you after doing all that shit, you get a quest to go to fucking Vermeer, because the council's like, we know some of our spies are like, Saren's there. Yeah, and I already told you about that. So Rex is your boy. Garrus is your boy. Like, you help him kind of come to terms with his like, he feels useless at his job because criminals keep getting away, so he's jaded. Tally's a sweetheart who just wants to learn about technology and shit. Yeah. So you go to Vermeer and you try and deal with Saren, and you go on a one-on-one thing, and he's like, fuck you, man. I'm out. Like, the Reapers are real. Oh, yeah, that's right. You find out that the Reapers are real on this planet, and the ship that he's in is a fucking Reaper. Like, it's an actual Reaper. It talks to you through a virtual interface. The
ship.
Yeah, no, the ship is an actual Reaper. Reapers are not just machines. They are spaceship-sized fucking machines that take control of organics and fucking mind control them. And then warp them into fucking mindless machine organic hybrids called husks. Yeah. So, like, you talk to that and you're like, holy fuck. And then you're like, why are you doing this? And they're like, because it's our job. And then you're like, no, it's not.
Yes.
So you talk to the Reaper, and you're like, we're gonna nuke this whole facility with a jury-rigged bomb that we can make.
Okay.
And, you know, as you're about to like go confront Saren, like, you find out that one of the people that you leave with the bomb, you have to make a choice between either Ashley Williams, the soldier, or Kaden Alenko, the biotic tech master. And like, it's whoever you want. They're both human. Some people say Ashley's racist, and then some people say Caden's just too much of a goody two shoes. It's like, just fuck off, guys. You know, just make your choice. One of them dies. They sacrifice themselves to make sure the bomb goes off, and it's kind of tragic. And you fight Saren, and you get away from the facility, and you're really upset. And the council's like, "Good job. Now that Saren's facility is done, there is no way they can hurt us ever again." And you're like, "No, they're gonna go and find the way to summon the Reapers, and they're gonna kill every life in the galaxy." And the council's like, "No, and you know what? Your delusions are making us mad, so we're gonna ground your ship." And you're mad, and so Anderson helps you steal the codes, or you know, you can just like, he can go out and punch Udina in the face and steal the codes from his computer. But basically, or you can sneak in. I forget the second part, but basically you end up going to a long shot after stealing the ship and becoming renegade. You go to Ios. And on Ios, you deal again with Geth, and then you find an AI. You make him punch Udine in the face instead of having him try and tack on in the entirety of the Citadel police. Yeah, so you go to Ios, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to Ios, and you're like, we gotta find the conduit and all this shit, and you find this AI who tells you about all this shit, and it's like, it turns out Ios was the last surviving thing. So 50,000 years ago, Ios was a planet on the cusp, right? It didn't have, it was a secret scientific facility, so there were no official records of it, right? That's why the Reapers didn't go there. People on Ios survived, but there was too small a population for them to actually survive and repopulate. So they kind of just, died off. They went into stasis hoping that they would be able to find a solution, but, the AI was like, we're just going to keep key personnel alive, and then it just slowly descended while it was trying to find someone to give the message to. And it turns out that Ios had a back door over to the Citadel using a mass relay. Mass relays are how the faster than light travel happens. It's basically a giant device that slingshots your fucking ship forward in a straight line. Right? Hence the mass effect. It lowers the ship's mass so that it can travel faster than the speed of light by basically slingshotting it forward using dark energy. Using a special drive. So the conduit, you find out, is actually just a backdoor to the Citadel, because the Citadel itself is the way you summon the Reapers. It's a giant computer thing that was built not by the Protheans, but by the fucking Reapers, as a means to trick people into finding it, so that they would eventually make their entire civilization based on it. And then when the Reapers just wanted to come out of dark space is the void between the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way Galaxy, or whatever. It's like the dark void of, nothing there.
Yeah.
They literally just hibernate there every 50,000 years, and they're like, 50,000 years up, hey, Reaper version of the Protheans, hey, Reaper version of the Glamar, blah, 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 blah. You ready to go kill all organic life in the galaxy? You fucking know it, bro. And then they wiggle their little tentacle ship parts and they high five, and it's awkward. So like it's a giant trap, always designed like your technology is based off Reaper technology. Everything's ascended through Reaper technology. All your transit and transportation is through Reaper technology. It's the perfect fucking trap. To every 50,000 years, they just cull it all for some reason, right? And it starts with the Citadel. They just go from point A in dark space to the Citadel, and then just fucking spread out and destroy everything. So Saren reaches the conduit first and runs through it, and you run through it afterwards using your your refrigerator car wagon, the Mako, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was a backdoor created by the Protheans, who had just discovered Mass Effect mass relay technology, so they could try and get a way back to the Citadel. But by the time they figured out how to do it, it wasn't really good enough. So they instead, like, there was no way for them to really survive.
Yeah.
So instead, they just basically created a beacon, the one you found on Eden Prime, to send out the message where Ilos was, where the conduit was, and to beware the Reapers. So the end game happens, and we're almost done with Mass Effect 1. The end game happens. You're fighting through the Citadel. All the Geth ships and the Reaper Sovereign, the Reaper that you talk to, the one that is the ship, starts attacking them, right? And tries to interface with the fucking Citadel. Meanwhile, you're fighting. You confront Saren. Saren thinks he's been doing this to make organics and machines survive, like in an unholy, like, you know, like, symbiotic relationship. And Shepard's like, no, you fucking idiot. The second you click that button, they're gonna fucking come over here and kill all of us, you dumb fuck. And he's like, or are they? And he's like, you're indoctrinated, you dumb fuck. It's mind controlling you. Or is it? No, it is. And then he's like, your persuasive skills are amazing. It really is. And he tries to shoot himself. Because the thing is, the Reaper indoctrination is so strong, they never thought that an organic would actually kill itself to save other organics.
Wow.
So because of that, they, yeah, that happened. And then it animates his body, you fight his body, and then it interfaces directly with Sovereign. So Sovereign is trying to fight everything. And you can basically send, you know, like, reinforcements for the Citadel fleet if you're a good guy, or just let the aliens die and just let humans fucking be superior. I sacrificed human lives to save everyone, to show that we were team players.
Yeah.
You kill Sarah.
That feels like a you sort of thing.
Yeah, right? Because I'm awesome.
You the man.
So you kill Saren. Chain effects to kill Sovereign. Sovereign dies like a little broken bitch. And the galaxy's saved. And then you're like, Reapers is still out there. I may be the first human Spectre, but I got shit to handle. And they're like, cool, we're gonna handle, like, one of the humans being a counselor. And I was like, hey, Udina, remember how you fucked me? Fuck off. Anderson, you got the job. And Anderson's like, okay. Shit, I don't really want this job, but I'll do it with a moderate amount of success. And that's Mass Effect 1.
Moderate amount of success.
So Mass Effect 1 ends, and we'll go to Mass Effect 2. And in the prologue, you're doing your Shepard thing, you're on the Normandy, and you're in stealth mode because it's a stealth ship, a prototype stealth ship. Nobody should be able to see you. Spoiler alert, there's a species called the Collectors who are trailing you. They find you, and they fuck your shit up. They just advanced technology beyond anything in Citadel space. They hail from the Terminus systems, which is just outside it's the lawless region, the Terminus systems, the Wild West, basically. Okay. They fucking destroy your ship. Your pilot, Joker, who's voiced by Seth Green, is like, no, I can save her.
And Seth Green!
Yeah, no, he's great. He has one of the best relationships in this game, and you're gonna love it. So Joker tries to basically, you know, like, he's crippled. Due to a disease. Like, he can walk with braces, but his legs are basically, he has brittle bone syndrome. Aww. So, like, he like, just walking the wrong way can make his bones break in his legs. So he walks with braces and stuff like that. He's the best pilot in the fleet, so, you know, having him is there. He thinks he can save the ship. They're cutting through it like it's butter. Everybody gets out. Shepard grabs Joker and he's like, the ship's going down. We either go down with it or we live to fight another day. And he's like, I get it, I'm sorry. And Shepard literally grabs him and fucking just gun-ho carries him to the escape pod. As he's about to jump in the escape pod with him, a laser just cuts through the ship. He just slams the button to let Joker go through. And he fucking just descends into space, not realizing his or her. I'm sorry, I'm playing dude, so yeah. Everybody wants to argue about the canon, just, again.
Actually.
So Shepard's, like, air supply on their suit ruptures, and they suffocate to death. Yeah, they suffocate to death and enter atmospheric re-entry. Yeah, no, you watch them choke to death. It's painful.
I love how, like, it was almost like you heard my facial expression.
Right, yeah.
Because I made a face and then you went, yeah.
So you're like, what? How can Shepard be dead? So there's this group called Cerberus that you find out briefly in the first game, a bunch of human racist assholes who are like, humans first, make Earth great again.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, fuck them. They're run by this guy named the Elusive Man, who is, who's Charlie Sheen's father?
Oh, yeah. Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. I thought Thomas Sheen, and I was like, this is our... Martin Sheen voices him. And let me tell you, Martin Sheen does a great villain. So, the Elusive Man is like, Shepard is the hope of humanity. We can't let them die. I'm diverting all resources to our terrorist organization to making sure they live. And everybody's like, how are you going to do that? They're dead. They recover Shepard's body. They resurrect Shepard using science. It takes 2 years. They rebuild Shepard from scratch. Like, no anything. They clone organs from the DNA. Everything in Shepard is either cybernetics or Shepard's original DNA. And that's how they allow you to, like, transfer your game and then, like, change features if you wanted to, because you could have scarves and shit. But, right, you wake up to this woman who was like, wake up, people are attacking the base, and you're like, the
So that's this is the second game now.
Yeah, we're up to the second game. In the prologue, you die, and in the first act, you wake up.
And you said, or I don't know if you said it actually, or if this was a thing I heard now that I think about it. But you can import your Shepard from the first game.
Mm-hmm. It's all save file transfers. So your progress from the first game and the decisions you make carry over to second. Those decisions from the first and second carry over to third.
Awesome.
Yeah, right? It's super cool. It's like the first time they really did something of that length. So, So you wake up and you're on this operating table. You're like, the fuck? And you have scars and stuff from the implants. And they're like, you gotta wake up. You gotta help. Robots are attacking the base. And so you wake up and you meet two guys there. You meet Jacob and Miranda, who work for Cerberus. Jacob, he's got a good heart, but God, he's so dumb sometimes. Basically, he just wanted to do good for humanity and everything without the red tape, so joined a terrorist organization. And Miranda really believes that Cerberus isn't a terrorist organization. Spoiler alert, they're a fucking terrorist organization. They suck. So, you get out of the base and you're like, we need to, like, make sure everybody's alive. And they're like, everybody who's alive would be at this meeting point. You fight all the robots. Somebody betrayed the Elusive Man and all this shit. And you basically, you talk to them, and they're like, everybody, you are the it. We resurrected you. You are the same person that you were 2 years ago. All that brain damage, fucking fix that shit. You were so dead. Like, oh my god. How the fuck we resurrected you is a fucking triumph, and no one will ever know about it.
Oh.
Yeah, no, like, suffocated to death, brain dead, all that brain trauma, then entered the planet on atmospheric re-entry. Yeah. They brought him back. That was some bionic man shit. So, you end up meeting the Elusive Man, and he's like, Shepard, and you're like, Martin Sheen. I mean, Elusive Man. And he's like, so, why did you waste all this resources into bringing one person back when you could have had an army? Because you're the best chance for humanity to survive. You faced the Reaper and lived. Not only did you live, you killed the fucker. We need that if we're going to survive this. He believes in the Reaper, unlike the Council. He's trying to be your buddy. Spoiler alert, he's an asshole. Don't trust him. Don't trust him. Spoilers about this whole thing. So you end up basically, he gives you a ship, he gives you the Normandy 2. The Normandy 2 is basically a bigger version of the Normandy, built for the same specifications, but better improved to fight collectors. The collectors are the ones who killed you. They're an alien species from an unknown planet that's theorized in the center of the galaxy, which is weird. They don't know where they're from. I think the theory is the center of the galaxy. They're basically bug people, and they basically will trade advanced technology that could be reverse engineered for genetic anomalies. You know, like human twins, for example, or human triplets, or a Krogan with like 3 arms or something. Like they basically will take genetic abnormalities, a person with genetic abnormalities, and you never see that person again. It's fucked up. Yeah.
That's so sad. Why?
So they're basically like, we want to send you on a mission to fucking find these collectors and kill them, because they're clearly working with the Reapers if they're trying to take you out, right? And you're like, I guess, yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, nobody knows that I'm fucking fighting the Reapers except everyone. And why would you want to hurt me if you're working for the Reapers? Got it. Yeah. And so he gives you some dossiers on. They're going to send you on a suicide mission. Like, the whole thing about the game is suicide mission. You're going on a suicide mission. It's gonna suck. Everyone might die. Yeah. So they give you dossiers on people, and the first ones you get are Morden, the professor, and Archangel. No one knows Archangel's name. So you go with Morden first, right? And Morden is this brilliant Solarian scientist who you eventually find out actually helped create a strain of the genophage to make it re-effective, because the Krogan are so good at evolving that after like several hundred years they started evolving to overcome the genophage. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So Morden with a team of Solarian...
I love that you hear my facial expressions.
Yeah. So Morden basically with a team of Solarians are like, we gotta fucking wrap this up. And they were like, okay, I guess it's for the betterment of the galaxy that we keep sterilizing these people. And it's a lot to do with like the ethics of science for him, but also he does a sci-fi rendition of "I Am a Very Major Modern General," or whatever that song is. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian. I study species Turian, Asarian, Batarian. I am quite good at genetics, which I know is a subsect of biology. I can't remember the whole song. They do a fucking thing. Like, he studied Earth culture, and they did a rendition of Hammer and Broadway, whatever the fuck that is.
Hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's legit. I actually have a plushie of him that sings it. Yeah, no, he's great. He's fucking great. So, you recruit him, you help save a district of this planet called Omega, which is a space station. You know, people are experiencing a plague that was set off by the collectors, and you help cure the plague using Morden's help. And I forgot, when you go to Omega, you meet with a woman named
I didn't hear that. You cut out.
Omega. No, I'm spacing out on their name because I'm drunk. Come on! What do we got here? It's a bar named Afterlife. Aria, like the song.
Oh,
Aria,
okay.
yeah. She's like a hard ass boss queen. You also meet a person named Zaid Masani, who's the DLC character, and you don't really get a lot of stuff with them, but they're a really grizzled human mercenary, so cool there. Anyway, so after that, you can just, because you paid for the DLC, you're like, just join my ship, and he's like, cool, and joins the ship, right? Then you go for Archangel. Archangel is cool. Apparently, Archangel is this fucking mercenary. No one knows who he is, but he's been fucking killing all 3 gangs on Omega, like killing them, just straight up killing them, so that the Eclipse, Eclipse, Blue Suns, and the Krogan gang, I can't remember it. They all team up and be like, we gotta kill this bitch. So you basically pretend you're gonna work with them to hire on as a mercenary, and you meet Archangel, and Yeah.
You just cut out.
You meet Archangel, right?
Okay.
After pretending to work for the mercenaries, after like stabbing them back, you meet Archangel, and it's this Turian who's been fucking firing shots from a sniper rifle, killing everybody on a bridge. Takes his helmet off. It's fucking Garrus from the first game. Turns out, after he thought you died, he kind of spiraled and wanted to do good, so he went to the lawless fucking lands of the Terminus systems, to the lawless place, Omega, and became a fucking vigilante like the Punisher. And he got the nickname Archangel because every time he would just sniper shot bad people, and they were like an angel's watching over us.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And you ask him, how did you piss off all 3 major gangs? And he just replies, it wasn't easy. I really had to work at it. And you're
like him.
You're like, Garrus, my boy, my brother, what are you doing here? So, you fight off the gangs. It happens. He takes a fucking missile to the face and survives. Like the rest of the game series, he's got these scars on the left side of his face. Yeah, no, he took a fucking missile to the face. It blew up right next to his face, and you're like, Garrus, don't die! No! He didn't die. You got him back. So, after that, you recruit a convict known as Jack.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I just realized that. So Jack is the scariest human biotic that has ever existed.
Fair.
They have destroyed colonies and stuff like that in their rampages. And there's this floating prison in space, I can't remember it, where the Blue Sun's running. They're like, we hold a tight ship, like prison. They're basically running an extortion racket. They're like, oh, pay us to keep the prisoners in space, or they might just, make an untimely crash landing on your planet, and then the people are paying to keep Jack away, like in bold. So Cerberus is like, we'll just pay for them because they're going to be a strong member of our team, and this fucker tries to capture you and sell you into slavery, and you're like, nah, and you fucking kill all of them. You eventually get to Jack, right? Jack's a woman, and she's fucking pissed.
Oh my god, I'm in the game?
Yeah. No, she is a fucking force to be reckoned with. She takes 2 heavy mechs and lifts them in the air and just throws them and destroys them.
Bless.
And you're like, hey. And she's like, there is literally one way off this ship, and it's through you. I'm fucking going through you. And he goes, or you could go with me. You could go with me, and I'll give you what you want. She's like, that's a Cerberus ship. You think I'm dumb? Cerberus is the one who made me like this. And he's like, you're like, I'll fucking help you get even with Cerberus. You don't have to worry. Like, I fucking hate Cerberus too. I'm only using them. Trust me here, and you can convince them to trust you, and you do. So she's the psychotic biotic. Yeah. After that, you get a dossier on the warlord Okir, who was trying to research a cure for the genophage. Turns out he didn't. He died to save his protege, a Krogan that was made, even with the genophage, called Grunt, voiced by Steve J. Blum. So it's great. Steve J. Blum, you get this Krogan and you rescue them, and they're still in stasis and everything like that. And when you choose to release them, it's so funny because he attacks you, and you have this conversation. Like, they have full knowledge. They've tried to make the perfect Krogan and everything like that. And they have full knowledge of all the events. And he's like, tell me one reason why I shouldn't fucking kill you. And Shepard is like holding a gun at their abdomen. He goes, because if you try to, I will shoot you out in your weak spot where you will bleed out and die. I know Krogan anatomy. And he looks down and sees the gun. He's like, offer your offer your friendship with one hand, arm yourself another. And he drops you and he's like, Shepard, you and I are gonna get along real well. Yeah, so after that, you can also recruit Kasumi, who is a master thief. And she's like the galaxy's greatest thief. You don't even know, like, how it is. Right? You go back to the Citadel, you talk to the council, and they're like, "You're with Cerberus now." And he's like, "They resurrected me. I didn't really have a say." He's like, "Cerberus can't hear anything. Cerberus, fuck you." And you're like, the Reapers, "Cerberus has brainwashed you. You're dumb." And you're like, "Fine, I guess I'll work with Cerberus." Jesus Christ. And then you get more you eventually go to rescue a human colony called Horizon, which is outside of Citadel space. We're like, we're going to make our own colony away from all the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you go there, and the collectors are there, and you fight them, and you manage to save half the colony, and the other half who survived are pretty pissed. Because the way that the collectors have been kidnapping colonies...
Mm-hmm.
is that they basically send out these little bugs that fly over you, sting you, and you become paralyzed. And then they just take your paralyzed body and lift you up and abduct you. And you witness everything. You're completely cognizant the whole time. That's terrifying. Yeah, that's fucking terrifying, right?
Yeah, that's like...
Yeah, that's fucking the stuff of nightmares. That's some Twilight shit.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone shit, not that shitty book series with vampires.
Yeah, it's like... It's a fear of mine that at some point I'm like, without getting into details, there was a thing that I almost got surgery on, or was going to get surgery because of, and I was terrified of the idea that I would be like kind of cognizant of what was going on. Because that happens, it happens rarely, but it happens, and I was like, I would be the person that happened to.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
So, and your old crewmate, either Caden or Williams, who survived, is on the colony.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to talk to them, and like, "You're with Cerberus now." You're like, "Dude, I'm not really with Cerberus. Fuck them. They suck."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Nah, you with Cerberus." And it's like, God damn it, everybody. I just am using them. Or are they using you? God fucking damn it. Oh, also, your ship has an AI called Edie. AIs are illegal, but she's shackled. And Edie constantly makes jokes with Joker, who is piloting your ship. I forgot to mention that. Seth Green's back in piloting your ship because they grounded him, and then when Cerberus gave him an opportunity to fly for you again, he was like, "Fuck yeah!" So they give you some more dossiers after you rescue that. And you get to recruit the assassin, aka Fane, on Ilium. You go to Ilium and you're like, "Hey, this guy is this really cool assassin." You basically help him deal with a person. You don't even help him deal with a person. You help him inadvertently. You go up to the person after going through the hordes of their elite guards, right? Mm-hmm. And this assassin comes in through the vents, fucking kills everybody in the room except you and the target. Goes to the target, puts the gun to their abdomen, shoots them, then lays them down to rest and prays for them.
That's pretty savage.
And he's so cool. And you're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Shh, 1 second." And he prays for their soul because he views himself as not as an assassin, but as a weapon to be pointed and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he takes on the job because he feels like he wants to do some good in the galaxy before he dies because he has a terminal illness. After that, on the same planet, you recruit the Justicar, right? Who is this woman named Samara, who is an Asari matriarch, who is, like, super powerful. And basically, you... God, what was the mission like? You deal with a bunch of mercenaries. You kill them. Oh, yeah. She's trying to find information about... what is the fucking name of it? A Night Fury? No, that's that dragon anime. That's not an anime. It's done by Dark Horse and it's a movie series. Oh my god. Hold on.
Only thing I can think of is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
It's an Ardak Yakshi. I got it.
Okay.
Which is basically an Asari that instead of breeding normally, they literally just fucking burn out the nervous system of their victims, and they're just like, lol, whatevs.
Whoa! Rude.
Yeah. No, they're genetically incapable of doing that, and then they just fucking, burn them out. So, yeah. So you recruit that, and then you go to a planet that sun is dying, and you rescue Tally from some Geth, and Tally joins your shit again, right? And let me tell you, this is the first game where you could fuck aliens outside of Liara who basically just look like a human with tentacle hair. I banged Tally. Oh my god, the second I knew that I could, I literally restarted my fucking Mass Effect 1 file, replayed the entire game, so I wouldn't be cheating on anybody, just so I could devote my love to Bae. She is so fucking cute.
That is dedication.
So no joke. When you hit on her, you're like, are you blushing under that mask? Because she wears like a full bodysuit, and she's like, no, I'm not blushing. I'm not doing that. And he's like, if I wasn't sure of it, I would think you're trying to flirt with me. And she's like, what? A dashing commander brings a young woman aboard their ship and takes them on the adventure of a lifetime. How could anyone not be smitten with them? And I'm like, heavy breathes. Oh, yeah. And if you're a woman, you can romance Garrus, and everybody who ever plays Mass Effect who plays as femship. We know who you romanced. It's Garrus. It's so Garrus, it's not even funny. Dude, I'm a dude and I'd romance Garrus. So after you recruit all the members of the ship, you can do loyalty missions for them. I'm not going to get into them, but basically they all have these like things that get their mind off the suicide mission to make them driven. And once you completed it, you highly you increase the odds that they'll survive during the suicide mission, right? There you go. Okay. Problem solved. So then you get a thing called the Reaper IFF mission, and they're like, "There's a Daryl." Oh no, you. Yeah, it's a collector ship. No way, the collectors. At some point, you find a derelict. No. Okay. At some point, you find the collector ship is derelict, and you try and fucking attach, scope it out, and then it's a trap. And you get some information from there, and then you go back. And then after that point, you recruit everybody, loyalty missions, you discover a derelict Reaper, and you want the identification code of the IFF, the Identify Friend or Foe Target computer from the derelict Reaper, because the home world of the collectors that you found out from the collector ship, now I remember, you go to the collector ship to find out what's going on, you get a map of where their collector base is, you find out it's in the center of the Milky Way galaxy, which is full of black holes, so you're like, how the fuck is that a thing? And you're like, they must have an Identify Friend or Foe system that allows them to go in and survive. That's how they do it. So you find the Reaper IFF on the Reaper, you meet a Geth who's sentient, who's like, I've been tracking you, Commander, who's wearing part of the armor that you had when you died.
That's really cool.
Yeah, no, and they're like, are you a friend or foe? And he's like, I am a friend. We are a friend, because it's talking in unison, because it's talking for all of the Geth, because they're a hive mind.
Aww.
Yeah. So after you do that, you try and God damn it. After you get the Reaper AF, you gotta install it. Assuming this point, you basically did all the side stuff. I'll talk about the DLCs briefly. Kasumi, her loyalty mission was a DLC. She's a DLC character. You basically tried to get a memory from her lost love who died at a crime boss. Basically, you tried to steal it back. It was an implant in its head. Okay. Zaid Masani, basically you were just trying to get revenge and you told him to be a team player. The next one is Lair of the Shadow Broker. Basically, Liara Tassoni became hell-bent on tracking down the Shadow Broker to kill them because he had basically caused the death of a friend of hers who helped recover your body. You go throughout the galaxy, tracking them down. You find that the Shadow Broker, you kill him, and she becomes the new Shadow Broker. So, boom. Done.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Backtrack just a tiny bit. You said that you went back and played the other game to make sure you wouldn't be cheating on anybody to romance Bay. Is that like an actual thing? Like
yeah. If you fuck someone in the first game, if you fuck someone in the first game, and then fuck someone else in the second game, they get mad in the third game.
Wow.
And I didn't know that would happen, but I didn't want to risk it because Tally is Bay.
So you found that out afterwards, and you were like, "That was a good move."
Dodged a fucking bullet. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, all right.
No, it's cool. So, okay. So there's that happened, and then there's a DLC that technically takes place after the events of Mass Effect 2. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to talk about Overlord. It was some technological bullshit where humans tried to make an AI or a human interface with technology, and it blew up. The human went crazy and started killing people, and then you freed them, and they were like, I don't want to be a robot AI anymore, and you're like, shh, it's okay, because the dude was autistic too. He was like, he was straight up autistic and like the mindset of a child, and their brother did that to him, and you're like, no, you're gonna be safe. I'm sending, and you looked at his brother like, you're a fucking prick, and his brother's like, it's for science. And you're like, that's not a fucking excuse, man. You don't get to be a fucking asshole to your autistic brother, hook them up to a machine against their will, have them go crazy, and then be like, it was for science.
That is so sad.
No, it's savage. It's savage. Okay, so those DLCs that you can do in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Alright. So then, the collectors, divert you away from your ship, and the crew gets captured, and Joker is the only one that survives through the help of Edie, the ship's AI. They actually fall in love. The ship's AI, yeah. She's like, he's like running with his broken ass, brittle bone legs to try and get the ship back online, because while you were trying to install it, they put a virus on your ship and disabled it, and you're dodging collectors, kidnapping everybody on the ship. And, you're crawling through the vents, and he's like, there's gotta be an easy way to do this. And the AI is like, yeah, but I like the sight of humans on their knees. And he looks at her like, motherfucker, you better stop with those jokes. I'm about to literally unshackle your AI so you have full reign of the ship. Please do not make those jokes. And she's like, Jeff, because that's his name. She's like, I'm joking with you, bud. And so you get back, and the whole crew is mad. Shepard is not mad at you, but some of the more stern people are like, how did you let the whole ship get canceled? And he's like, geez, I don't know, maybe I'd break my limbs at them.
Oh my god.
And they were like, you kind of right. What was he gonna fucking do?
So real quick, because I wanted to, because you said before that everybody wants to romance Garrus. So I looked up who he was, and quick point of interest, the second link that popped up is a article called Why Women Want to Have Sex with Garrus. But it, like, all of the Mass Effect characters popped up. So Shepard can only be human, like you can't.
Yeah, Shepard can only be human, sorry. Okay. First Human Spectre was a narrative thing.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I figured as much, but yeah. Okay.
Right. So after that happens, and you're like, alright, the IFF is installed. Let's go get our crew back. And you go to the center of the galaxy, and this is where the suicide mission starts. And this is really cool, because throughout the game, you have to upgrade your ship by getting minerals and stuff like that and schematics. Mm-hmm. And if you don't upgrade your ship, people die. So always upgrade your ship. And because of that, the shielding, the armor holds, the shielding holds, the cannon blast the collector ship back away. And it's just fucking awesome scene of you just fast traveling through the mass relay and fucking killing collectors and stuff like that. Apparently this area is full of ships and stuff like that tried to go through that Omega 4 relay.
Oh, so it's Tumblr, it's full of ships.
Mm-hmm. That cannon sunk. So, like, you get there, you get to the collector base, it's like this weird little rock thing in the middle of the Milky Way galaxy surrounded by black holes and shit. And you go there, and basically you set up a plan to get your crew back and to fucking blow that shit up and destroy all the collectors, right? So you deal with your squad, you pick your choices, and then you pick people. You have to basically send one team as being a leader. I was like, Garrus, you a leader. You led people on Omega. You got my back. I need you on the left side while I'm going right. Tally, you're in the vents and you're gonna fucking help, disable the doors and shit like that while we're going through the base. So you're going through the base, you're shooting collectors, and your tech specialist is trying to break free, or going through the vents, trying to like break through the doors and stuff like that to get on the other side to open a door because you have a map schematic that you scouted beforehand, right? And this is my favorite part in the fucking whole game, in the whole series, right? Commander Shepard and your squad, your tech specialist gets on the opposite side. Everybody's holding the line on that end, right? And Commander Shepard and the two people are shooting rapidly at collectors that just are coming in a horde of collectors that are just flying in, trying to overwhelm you, right? And you're like, open this door! Open this door! We gotta get in now, right? You open the door, they open the door, and your entire team is behind the door, and you just fucking fall back behind them, and you're like, hold the line! And all of them get into unison, in a line, and just start gunning all the collectors down that are trying to flank you.
Bless.
Right? It was so fucking tight. The music was great. Best fucking part. Doors shut, and Shepard just leans down and starts breathing heavily like, we did it, fam! Whoa! Fuck! Shit! You find your crew members after that who are like in stasis and stuff like that. If you didn't get there in time, they'll be dissolved in front of you. Yeah. Turns out that they're dissolving humans to make them into a Reaper. Reapers are made using the apex species of that cycle. They capture them all, put them into camps, make them into organic material, and then make them into a Reaper.
So are these games designed to just fuck with your heart?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
The third one's not going to do much better. Third one, a lot of people died.
Oh no.
So you find that out.
I'm so invested in these characters.
You send someone to escort them back. I sent Morden because Morden's kind of squishy, and even if you did everything right, there's still a small percentage that Morden could die unless you send him with the troops. So I sent him because he was a spy. So he basically knew how to get around uninterrupted and stuff like that. Okay. So I sent him. Then the next one becomes the Long Walk, which was part of the collector's base, which basically those little paralyzing bug things would constantly try and get you. So basically the way to do it is you had a biotic, the space wizards, literally put up a shield and walk with the group while the group fired at the enemies. And basically they had to hold their biotic power, which was extremely strenuous, trying to get there. So I had Jack do it because, psychotic biotic, and they fucking held out the line. At the end, they fucking just do a torrent that kills all the bugs. And after that, Shepard gives a speech about how, these fucking people are not going to kidnap one more person. We're going to fucking teach the Reapers and these assholes a lesson. And you fight basically the embryo of the human Reaper. Right? Like, it's like there in like a full-on human form with like arms and stuff like that, but it's not finished yet because they didn't have enough genetic material. It's like the equivalent of a larva. Hold on, I think your sound cut out on my end.
Hello?
I can't hear you at all.
I just heard myself.
I can hear her.
I just connected. Hello?
Oh, you disconnected? Oh.
Yeah, I just connected there. Okay, so what part did you hear?
I heard everything you said.
Okay, so we're gonna recap. So
Yeah.
you get to the human Reaper larva, right? And after giving that speech, and everybody else is just holding the line where you kill this fucking thing, and you kill it. You kill the shit out of it, and then the elusive man appears in your Omni tool, which is like a computer tech thing, and he's like, so save the base and we won't, like, we can use the technology. And I'm the Paragon round. I'm like, no, fuck you. You're an asshole terrorist who's going to fucking use this for the ill-gotten means, and I'm not dealing with it. And he's like, but you'd abandon all this thing. And I'm like, they killed people for this. Fuck you. Shepard out.
What I said excuse me, what I said earlier was I should ask my brother what his problem is in this game.
Did he play it?
No, but he's Reaper.
Oh yeah, no, he's a dick. Him and his ilk.
Oh no.
Yeah. So after that, after you survive the suicide mission, there's an Arrival DLC where it turns out that the Reapers, a deep cover agent in Batarian space, is like, Reapers, and Shepard's like, oh, better look into this. Turns out the Reapers are trying to get, they're close. They're like a couple of months away. They've been like, we can't take the fast way, we'll take the scenic route, and when we get there, we'll be pissed. Don't you worry, we'll be pissed. And so basically, you go in there and you find out that they're close. They're about to do this one this one mass relay. They're like a short skip and a hop away from this one mass relay in the Bahak system, which is Batarian controlled space. So Shepard makes a really tough decision. They destroy the mass relay. Which is thought to be unthinkable, right? That you can't do that, right? And they destroy it, and they try, like a Paragon Shepard. I tried to get the Batarians to hear the message. The message shouldn't go off. I killed a colony of 130,000 people.
Wow.
But I did it to buy us 6 more months, so that people would be more prepared for the Reapers.
So
It bought them 6 months.
Is that like a story thing that you have?
Yeah, this is a DLC. It's implied that it happens even if you didn't have the DLC. But Shepard basically.
All right, I was gonna ask if that was like a choice type thing or.
Well, you can be a dick and not warn them, but I tried to warn them, but the communication went off because it was a whole bunch of indoctrinated people trying to fucking fight you. So now that's Mass Effect 2. Now we're into Mass Effect 3.
Woo!
6 months.
How many Mass Effect games are there currently?
4. There's the 3 in the trilogy, and then Andromeda, which didn't do well, so we're on hiatus. And with EA focusing on Anthem, I don't know how we're gonna get another.
So did you? Was Andromeda the one that you didn't play, or that
I played it like halfway through, but I haven't finished it. But a lot of people were really too like. If you're listening to this, a lot of people were harsh on it, guys. Come on, like, it's a video game. It was not as bad as people made it to be. It was a solid 7. Let's be real. Like, I thought it was a 7, and 7 should be enough. 7 is a good score. It's solid.
Not everything can be a dime.
Not everything can be a dime. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, 6 months pass, and you're all like, Shepard, where's Shepard? And Shepard's like in handcuffs, being tried and stuff like that, in court-martialed briefly. Basically, because he sided with a terrorist organization. He's like, well, you all didn't want to fucking listen. And he's going to the Systems Alliance, which is basically the human military and everything like that. And they're like, so tell us about these Reapers. They're like, they're going to kill all of you. They're going to come. I've talked with them. I have fought them. I have literally told them to fuck off. Like in the Arrival DLC, you're like, you may think we're scared, but we're resilient. Humans and every species here are going to fight you tooth and nail, and we will win. It may cost us shit, but we will fucking push you back. So you better turn your ass around back to dark space. And the Reapers were like, lol, we're not doing that. And Shepard's like, Jordan Peele sweating gif. God, really should draw that. Because, like, there's so many moments. Yes. So, 6 months pass. He's basically been dry docked. He gave up willing. I'm sorry. I say he because I'm a I identify as a male. I played as a male shepherd. I apologize. Your shepherd is valid. Just remember that. Shepherd gives themselves up. It's
Wait,
also hard.
what's valid? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
A lot of people like to believe that everybody wants their shepherd to be canon. So when I say he, there are a lot of people who played FemShep. And FemShep was originally the mindset in mind, so I don't want to dismiss anything. It's just, I'm drunk, I identify as a male, and I played as a male, so I keep thinking that, yeah.
So I actually have another really quick question about that.
Yeah.
So is it a thing where, like, whichever shepherd you pick, like, they're a set character, or do you have some choice over how they look and everything?
You can choose how they look.
Okay.
And their gender, and their class. They could be. You could be a biotic. You could be a soldier. Whatever.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Exactly. So basically, as you're talking to the Systems Alliance Council, the Reapers fucking attack Earth, and they fucking hit it hard.
Of course they do.
They hit it hard. Admiral Anderson, Captain Anderson got promoted to admiral. He stepped down at this point. If you made him a counselor for the Citadel Council, he stepped down. Because he just like, I'm not a politician, I'm a soldier, right? And it's your boy Keith David. So you're like, Keith, you do you, man. You do you. Mm-hmm. God, I wish Keith David could hear me just praise him. He's got like the best fucking voice.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Maybe he'll listen to this. Maybe one of the Drunk Fandom fans will somehow know him and be like, hey Keith, listen to what this guy said.
And then Keith David could just like one of my tweets. Doesn't even have to be any acknowledgement. Just one.
Just one. And a single tear will come down your face and you will smile.
Just tear it up thinking about it. Okay. So they hit Earth and you basically escape Earth, and there's this heavy-handed symbolism of you trying to save a child, and the child's like, no, they're going to kill us. And as you see the child escape on a ship, a Reaper blows it up, and you're like, no, child, no! Casey Hudson can't write. A lot of people have reservations about Mass Effect 3 prior to the extended cut because Casey Hudson can't write. Casey, if you're hearing this, stop writing. You can't write. I'm another writer, and I'm telling you, you can't write. Leave it to professionals. Damn, son.
Wow.
Yeah, no, savage. I don't like it. He fucked up. He fucked up hard.
Yeah.
I'll go into it right now, actually. So, they wrote themselves into a corner with the ending of this game, right? Uh-huh. And he decided to try and do a philosophical little bullshit ending that lasted about maybe 3 minutes without giving any sort of conclusive ending. Yep. Yep. And then tried to use the artistic leeway of, the artisticness of, like, it was art. It's like, no. You don't let people pay $180 for video games and put hundreds of hours worth it in there and not give them resolution. That's not art. That's bullshit.
It's like a certain game that I can't stand and everyone loves it so much, so I can't really talk about it. Yep. And every time I bring up my grievances with it, they're like, but that's it. That's how we made the game. That's how it's supposed to be.
No, the rumors have it that he literally was like, I wrote the ending, here it is, just put it in, and didn't let anybody check it, didn't let anybody fucking put their input in it. He's like, no, I got this. I'm the executive producer. This is the ending to the trilogy.
That is always an amazing sign.
Yep, and he runs Bioware now, so. Yep. After he quit, and then other people quit because Bioware's on a steam and fire. But yeah, so this will probably get edited out. Wink. No, seriously, fuck Casey Hudson.
Deacon, really?
No, he's going to edit this out, so I'm going to say, fuck Casey Hudson and his pretentious bullshit.
Okay, then the game I hated was Shadow of the Colossus. Fuck that game.
Right? It's kind of pretentious.
Like, thank you.
Yeah, no, I get it. Fun mechanics for the time, but fucking outdated.
But that's the thing. They weren't really. But let's get back to the thing. Okay, we should count back in.
Okay, so...
I'll count us back in, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, so Anderson stays on Earth, and he's like, these people are gonna need a leader. I'm gonna organize the resistance. And you're like, dude, don't do this. You're gonna fucking die. And he's like, I'm Keith fucking David. I'm not dying. And you're like, you pull out your hand and you're like, Keith. And he tosses you your badge and he's like, you're reinstated, Commander, because your rank was disabled. And you're like, I have mixed feelings about this. I have so much mixed feelings. Oh god. And you get up there and you go into Mars because you get like a priority alert that there's some information that might lead to the Reapers.
So he said to accelerate your life. Because Keith David did those Navy commercials. Get it?
Did he?
Yeah, accelerate your life in the Navy.
I didn't know that. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at myself on the camera and I see my beard and I'm like, wow, you got a thick fucking beard, Giddles. And then Giddles is like, yo, dog, it's true.
Yeah. I saw
someone at 7-Eleven the other week. They walked in the door like, don't let nobody steal your beard. And me and 2 other guys online all had thick, luxurious beards like this, all turned and be like, okay. And then we looked at each other and be like, nice beard. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get a priority alert from Mars that, you know, like, Liara Tassoni, you know, the Shadow Broker girl, you Biffle from the first game, found data on a possible weapon to use against the Reapers called the Crucible. Cerberus is there, and they're all mind-controlled little assholes. You find Liara Tassoni, and you get your crewmate that survived, either Williams or Alenko from the first game. And you're like, oh, yeah, we're back. And they're like, yeah, but you worked for Cerberus. And you're like, okay, listen here. I was dead. I didn't have a say in who resurrected me. That's number 2. I was dead. Didn't get a say who resurrected me. Number 3, I stopped the collectors from fucking kidnapping more humans. Number 4, I gave myself up willingly along with all Cerberus technology in that fucking ship, including a fucking unlicensed AI. Number fucking 5, shut the fuck up. I am done with this shit. I am not a mind-controlled husk like that piece of shit over there. And you pull off his helmet and he looks like a mind-controlled husk. And you're like, I'm human! He's a fucking weirdo! And then Alenko or Williams is like, Jesus, okay, yeah, cool. And you're like, uh-huh. Okay. That was Snap, Crackle, Pop, uh-huh. So when you get there, there's an AI that has been spying, pretending to be a scientist. It's a VI, actually. It's not an AI. It's a robot. And you break the robot, but it injures Caden or Williams, and, you know, like, they end up in a coma. You go to the Citadel, and then you're just, like, tapping your fucking feet while you're talking to the council. And they're like, so, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I couldn't hear you over the sound of being right. And the Asari is like, you don't need to be like, I'm sorry, could you speak up? I can't hear you over the sound of being right about the Reapers. And then the Turi... Yeah.
Like something you would say.
Yeah, no, I was not happy with them. I don't think anyone was. They were like, so the Reapers are a thing, and you're like, if only somebody hadn't been listed as crazy over the last 2 years. I'm sorry, who was listed as crazy and why? Oh, it was Commander fucking Shepard because they were talking about the Reapers. Yes, but Reapers are a thing. You don't say. You don't fucking say. Oh wow, Reapers are real. Hey, and then you grab a random passerby on the street, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Shh, I'm Commander Shepard, and I need you here for a second." And they're like, "Okay, fine, please don't hurt me." And you're like, "Shh, shh, 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 shh." Did you hear about Reapers being a thing? Yeah, I heard about Reapers being a thing. Who said they were a thing? Commander Shepard? Who's Commander Shepard? You are Commander Shepard. Cool, and then you push them into traffic and they die. And that's not the Paragon choice, that's the Renegade choice. Play the game, find out if I'm lying. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Oddly enough, my brother Reaper is just downloaded the first game, and before we sat down to do this, he goes, "Don't tell me anything."
Really?
So,
That's serendipitous.
Yeah. When he heard what you were explaining to me, he was like, "Oh, okay."
Nice. So, anyway, so you kind of... And of all the people, the Turian counselor has always been giving you shit. And he's like, my bad, B. I'm sorry. And you're like, yeah, you're bad, B. And he's like, yo, dog, come on. Just, come on. Hug it out. And you're like, Spartacus, I don't want to fucking hug it out. His name is, like, literally Spartacus or something close to Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
Yeah, no, like, it's like Spartacus? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna fucking look it up. Turian counselor. I saved the council and they fucked me over and over and over and over again. No, come on, man. What is his name?
Let's just use Spartacus.
No, I got this. Sparatus.
I mean, that's cool and all, but I'm gonna
We're gonna go with Spartacus, yeah. No,
yeah.
So Spartacus is like, Reapers are attacking my homeland of Palaven. And I'm like, oh, really? Reapers are attacking your fucking homeworld. Can I get some backup for Earth? Because they're fucking Earth up. And they're like, yeah, but if we send resources to help you protect Earth, then our planets get fucked. And you're like, listen here. 2 years you called me crazy. 2 years you fucking insulted me. 2 years you fucking destroyed my reputation. 2 years. Help me with Earth. And they're like, sorry. And you're like, God damn it, man. I fucking saved you. And they're like, we really appreciate that, by the way. And I'm like, I don't. And you just like have your fidget cube or the space equivalent. And you're like. And so basically he's like, I got some information. If you help rescue a Turian Primarch, which is like their president, with the help of Garrus Vicarian, you know, we'll help you out. And so you do that, and you do that mission, and you come in hot, and you're on the Pavilon's moon, and it fucking Reapers are everywhere. It's awful.
No.
You get Garrus, and you know, you shit there, and Garrus is like, what up, B? And you're like, what up, G? No, he's like, what up, C? What up, G? I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it too, man. No one listened to us. At least some people took me seriously. Like, my dad was an officer.
Same.
Garrus's dad was an officer, and Garrus was like, I've seen it, man. Dad, please help me on this. And he's like, I got some clout. I'll try. And so they actually... His father listened to him, listened to all the evidence. He's like, shit, Reapers are real. And Garrus is like, I know, man, and no one wants to hear it. And so they set up some emergency protocols and caches and supply stuff. So they were a little bit more prepared, but it didn't really help as much as it could have. So you go to Surkesh, the home planet of the Solarians, and turns out the Reapers are attacking. Cerberus is attacking there for a reason. Turns out there is a Krogan female that is not sterile, that has evolved to overcome the genophage. And you try and...
Refresh my memory, the genophage was...
Sterility plague.
Yeah, okay.
The sterility bomb, yeah.
Okay, alright. Alright.
Yeah, she's like a wise prophet, too, for people. She was awesome. I fucking loved her. Her name was Eve. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, and Morden was trying to desperately reverse the genophage and stuff like that. Because, like, reason? No, he felt guilty about fucking up the genophage and, you know, like, re-sterilizing people. Also, in Act 1, you could do a DLC, called the, From the Ashes. Turns out you go back to Eden Prime because Cerberus is trying to fuck shit up there. And you recover an artifact there. It's a sarcophagus with a fucking Prothean in it. The last living Prothean survived in stasis for 50,000 years. Because the AI made them deem them being the leader a top priority. And you find him, and he is the biggest fucking racist asshole. He refers to every species as a primitive. But, no. But people love him. And I'm like, dude, he's fucking bigoted. Don't get me wrong, I love him because throughout the game he learns to be a better person. But you meet a Prothean, and they're pretty fucking cool. He's pretty fucking cool. Like, he could touch you and read your mind. Some
That's
Star Trek
terrifying. That's not cool. That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. But that's how he learns the human language. He grabs Shepard coming out of the sarcophagus, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's been 50,000 years. Fuck, shit. Reapers, did you guys fight? Stop the Reapers?" And then Shepard's like, "Funny story. We kinda did." And Javik is like, "Primitives." Yeah, no, it's like, okay, so that I got him right up. I could, because it's an extra squad mate, and he's fucking awesome. Because listen, he's a shitty person, but he's a cool character. And that's the thing that people have to realize, that not every character can be perfect. You need characters who push the fold. And at least at the end, if you're a Paragon, you can get him to stop being a racist asshole. Like, he talks about writing a book about his discovery and how, like, his mind was just kind of like shitty behavior. Yeah. Okay. So you save the female Krogan, and then you talk to your boy Rex, right? And Rex, you know, if in Mass Effect 2 you find out if Rex lived in Mass Effect 1, that he basically took over the Tuchanka. He tried to unite the clans, the Krogan clans, and try and get all the infighting. And he was like, "Shepard, my friend." Now, let me tell you right now, you could really fuck this up, and it's so fucking brutal. Like, we're talking heartstrings. You could fuck up if you were a renegade, right?
Yeah.
And you betrayed Rex here, because basically Rex wants you to cure the genophage. If you fucking pretend to cure the genophage, he finds out, and you have a showdown, and he just calls you every name of the book. He's like, "We were friends! You betrayed me! You fucking led my people to genocide! We're going extinct because of you! I trusted you!" And basically cops shoot him to death.
I just got chills.
I know, I don't know how anyone could play that and not fucking kill, like, just their soul. It was brutal. Yeah. Like, I'm gripping my shit right here. I can't, like, my heart. Anyway, so, Paragon route, I did not. I cured the genophage. And Morden there, if you decide to cure the genophage, Morden sacrifices himself. The Reapers are there, they're in full force, everything's going to hell, and the tower which wants to disperse the cure all over the planet of Tuchanka, because all the Krogan are there, basically. Majority of the Krogan were recalled back to Tuchanka when the Reapers attacked to protect Tuchanka and, you know, unite under Rex. And Morden, you're like, "Morden, don't do this, you'll die." And there's a line in 2 where he's like, "Why did you have to make this plague?" And he goes, "It had to be me. Someone else would have got it wrong. I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew that I could make it a viable birth rate and make sure that they didn't go extinct. Because even just a millimeter off, their entire species is gone, and that's just as irresponsible." Right? Like, he had good intentions. And he looks at Shepard as he's fucking... Oh my god, I'm gonna, like, fucking tear up at this, because it still fucking hurts. He fucking goes right as he's going into the elevator, knowing that he's gonna die. He goes... Shepard's like, "Why does it have to be you?" And he goes, "It has to be me. Someone else could get it wrong." And he goes up the fucking... the tower, and he goes to the computer, and he starts humming the tune of a Major General. You know, the "I am the very model of a sun."
Yeah.
And he's just rapidly typing to try and disperse the computer, and shit's blowing up in the background, and as he hits enter, fucking explosions blow up from behind him, killing him. And he dies. He dies sacrificing his life to redeem himself to save the Krogan population. And I'm just like, shit, man. Shit, it still sucks, because, like, that's such good character development. You have this guy who made a fucking plague, and he did it because he thought, like, if someone else did it, they might fucking have overdone it, and then, boom, species is extinct. At least this, it's 1 in 100. 1 in 100 survive. 1 in 1,000 survive. It sucks, but it's better than them all just being wiped off the face of the galaxy. Like, he felt so awful about doing it. And just, man... Shit, I need a second. That's so good.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm probably gonna bawl my eyes out explaining a thing I'm explaining.
So, yeah, So after that, you go back to the Citadel, and Cerberus tries to take over, and oh my god, another character you love dies. You try and protect the Council, and as you're protecting the Council, Thane from the second game, the assassin, the one who knew he was going to die, saves your life and dies to a Cerberus assassin, like the top Cerberus assassin, saving your life. And you're like, why did you do it? He's like, I didn't have much time left. I knew I could stop them. And he dies, and you save the Council. Your buddy, Alenko or Williams, becomes a Spectre too. They become the second human Spectre. They patch things up. Council's saved. You go to the Perseus Vale. You're trying to help the Quarians retake their homeland. Now this is really important. You had to do a lot of decisions in Mass Effect 2 to bring peace between it, because the Geth and the Quarians are fighting. The Quarians want their home planet back. The Geth want to be realized as a species. They want to be represented as a species, right? Mm-hmm. You're fighting the Reapers. The Reapers are fucking everywhere. It's chaos. Some Geth are fighting alongside the Reapers. Some Geth are fighting against their brothers. Like the Reaper code in their fucking programming made some not part of the hive mind. And at the last moment, Legion, the one that basically, you basically order the Quarians, if you're persuasive enough and you did all the right decisions, you order the Quarians and the Geth to stop fighting. You're like, the Reapers are a real enemy. You guys can coexist. And Legion basically sacrifices itself. And the last moment, because Legion always referred to themselves as a plural. We. Us.
Yeah.
Legion's last line is, does this unit have a soul? And oh my god, I'm going to cry.
Oh my god.
Because Tali goes, yes you do. You do have a soul. And Legion gives up their life, their first time. It's not just the hive mind. They give up their first fucking life. The moment they become self-aware and an individual, they sacrifice themselves to make sure that there's peace between the Quarians and the Geth, and they basically reclaim the planet together. And I'm actually crying. Because that fucking line is fucking brutal. Oh god, Legion. You were so cool and we didn't get to see enough of you.
I have chills.
Oh.
I'm tearing up. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Why am I crying?
Fucking hurts.
Oh, fuck. God damn it, BioWare. Okay. I think I'm good. I legit, I don't cry during these things, but that made me cry because existential bullshit. I'm a millennial. I'm not dead inside, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Next time we hang out and we're watching My Hero Academia, and I start crying, don't hit me with that, well, I'm dead inside, so I can't cry bullshit anymore.
Just need to talk about my boy Legion. Anyway, so there's 2 DLCs that matter prior to the end of the game. Leviathan. Turns out there are people, you find out the ancient fucking course of the Reapers and what created them. It's a species called the Leviathan. They're giant cuttlefish things that live in the water. They were hiding from the Reapers because they created the Reapers. The Reapers basically became a corrupted loop of logic. You're like, organics cause chaos. The best way to rein that in is to kill all the organics and just keep resetting the cycle. And the Leviathan were like, fuck. Yeah, so that's the Leviathan DLC, and a giant cuttlefish talks to you, and you're like, please let me go. I have to stop the Reapers. And they're like, no. If we let you go, you're going to bring them here. And they're like, no. And Shepard's like, in a mech underwater at, bottom of the sea, waving his robotic finger. No. Reapers already know you're fucking here, so I didn't do shit. You better let me go, or else they're going to fucking come down here. And they're like, no. How do we know you're lying? Not telling the truth. Read my fucking mind. And they're like, oh shit, you killed one? And you're like, I killed 2. I killed an embryo, which is kind of like a fetus, but I was on foot with guns, so I still count it. Also, you know what? I killed a third one on No, I killed 4 at this point. 1 on Tuchanka, 1 on Rannoch. And they're like, shit, okay, maybe, yo, you're a little dude, you killed 4 of them? Shit, okay, yeah, let's do it up. And then space squids help you. And then there's the Mass Effect Omega, where you try and get Arya T'Loak, who's been ousted from Omega, the space station in the Lawless Lands, and because Cerberus took over, and you help her reclaim it, and then you're like, boom, it's yours again, and we keep all the Cerberus stuff. And then we saw the first female Turian in that DLC, and she was pretty cool. What was her name? She was part of the Talons. Nyreen. Nyreen was pretty boss. Fucking loved Nyreen. Anyway, so and then after that, like, there's the Citadel DLC, which you can do at any point, but like Citadel DLC is basically people trying to assassinate Shepard, and then you find out like, what the fuck? And you're like, you get an apartment and you're doing your quests and stuff like that, and then you find out that Cerberus had a clone of you, and you're like, motherfucker, and they're like, I'm the better Shepard, and I'm like, no, you're not. I literally killed 4 Reapers. You're trying to kill me and still struggling, and then you kill them. You can try and save them, but then they kill themselves, and
Okay.
yeah, it's some fucking. I haven't seen Blade Runner, but maybe Blade Runner shit. Maybe, sci-fi shit.
Yes.
And those are the DLCs. Okay, so now we're caught up with...
Okay.
Yeah, because that's important. Okay, so then you go to the Citadel, and they're like... The Asari council is like, okay, so you know how how everybody's supposed to fucking tell us about the fucking... we might know how to fucking finish this crucible, and they're like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you know how Asari are supposed to how everybody's supposed to give protein beacons to the council. Asari didn't do that. There's one on our home planet, and we kind of hoarded it, and everybody's looking at her like shaking the head. SMH fam.
Mm-hmm.
And so you go there, and Cerberus is there along with Reapers, and Cerberus snakes it out ahead of you with this guy named Kai Lang, who's voiced by Troy Baker, because everybody at this point in history is voiced by Troy Baker. Yeah. And you fucking get a loss, and you almost die, and it fucking gets old, and you're trying to find this catalyst, because that's the part of the crucible, the weapon that can destroy the Reapers, right? Mm-hmm. And you lose there, and they're like, Cerberus is like, Cerberus wins this one, bitch! And Shepard's like hanging on a ledge, and he's like, but I won every other one, and I'll eventually win this fight in like 30 fucking minutes! And Kai Lang's like, nuh-uh! And Shepard's like, uh-huh! Oh shit, I'm falling, hold on. Liara! Fucking falling! Use your biotics! And everybody helps him, and he's like, shit! And Kai Lang's like, sorry, losers! And flies off, and you're like, fucker. I'm gonna kill you, Troy Baker. And after that, you go to Horizon, which was a colony, which was like, we know how to stay safe from the fucking Reapers. And turns out there's a bunch of fucking Reapers there. Turns out one of the crew members from 2, Miranda, her dad was running it as a fucking operation to draw people in. And you kill them all, and then you kill her dad, and she's like, fuck, man, my dad was a dick. I hated him. And you warned her about Kai Lang, and Kai Lang tried to... Like, they tried to do some shit here. They were trying to, like, recoup on their losses, because this was a Cerberus front for fucking kidnapping people. And you're like, God, guys, people are fucking destroying... Robots are destroying the galaxy. Stop kidnapping each other. And Cerberus is like, we're gonna make Earth great again.
Oh, God.
And, yeah. Because they're terrorists. They literally do believe that. They're like, humans first. Humans first. Fuck diversity. Humans first. That's like their fucking mantra. They're fucking terrorists. They're like, hey, yeah, humans first. Blow up aliens. Have you tried being diplomatic with them? No, fuck them. Blow up aliens. Yeah, my eyes are bulging. So after that, you finally find out where the Cerberus headquarters are, and you're trying to recapture the Prothean VI that can identify the catalyst that they stole on the Sorry homeworld. And you go in there and you break shit up and you kill this thing, and then you're checking at the Elusive Man's fucking terminal, and you're like, fuck you, Martin Sheen. I fucking can't believe you did this to everyone. You're fucking up the galaxy because of your fucking ego. You're just like Charlie Sheen with your fucking cocaine habit. You goddamn motherfucker. And while you try and type at the thing, Kyle Lang is like, I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja. Like, and then Shepard, like, right as he's about to hit the fucking enter key, because, dramatic pause, literally turns around and fucking guts him with an Omni knife.
Shit.
Omni. Yeah, and he just whispers that. Yeah, and this is the guy that killed Thane. And so you go up to him and he's like, that was for Thane, you bitch. And you just fucking keep, like, fucking just kicking him while he's down, because fuck him. Fuck Troy Baker for getting roles in everything. Some other people have a chance.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I do love Troy Baker. He's got range. But seriously, you were in, like, everything, dude. You were like Steve J. Blum. It's like a cycle. Now we're seeing Matt Mercer and everything. It's like, what is up with that? Yeah,
it happens.
No. You got Steve J. Blum, right? And then you got Troy Baker, and now we got Matt Mercer.
I thought it was pronounced Bloom. I've always heard it pronounced Bloom.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yo, Bloom, my boy. I'm sorry.
I mean, Stephen Bloom has a really sexy voice. Like, there are a couple of...
Shudders. Spike Spiegel.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Shudders.
and,
Alright, we're almost done, by the way.
Yeah? Wow, really?
Yeah, I'm wrapping it up. So you after you kill them, you get the VI, and they're like, the catalyst is the Citadel! And you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, the Protheans thought, like, let's make a big-ass fucking gun, and we need the Citadel to do it. It's going to be a giant fucking EMP blast that'll destroy all the Reapers. You just need the you just need the Crucible there. And you're like, hey, Admiral Hackett? Yeah? Where's the Citadel? Oh, the Reapers took it. It's at Earth. Fuck. So you basically lay like a giant fucking siege, and everybody's like, Turian's checking in, Quarian's checking in, and you just fleet, and you're just like, space laser. It was a pretty cool space battle. I wish you were there. I was there. It was great. Also, I banged Tally for a second time. PogChamp.
Nice.
Yeah, right? Oh, I love her. I love her so much. She is literally... Like, I find it funny because every time I romance a character in BioWare, like in Dragon Age 2, I romanced Marrow, and I'm like, oh, this is also like my wife. So basically what you're telling me, BioWare, is that I'm sexually and emotionally attracted to my wife.
Yes.
Up top. We just high-fived. You can't see it if you're listening to the podcast. Yeah, high-fived. Because I love my wife. Okay, so you go back to Earth, and let me tell you, Earth is fucked. Reapers have been hoarding people into camps and being like, hey, everybody, it's great. We're going to have an assimilation. And, of course, Steven in the back is like, what's assimilation? We're going to turn you into goo and make you into a robot ship. And then he just... and they're like, is anybody excited about that? No one raised their hands. Not one person.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, seriously, if you have to put people into camps, you're doing it wrong. You're doing your whole saving the universe thing wrong if you have to put people into camps. I'm looking at every fucking villain ever who did that. For fuck's sake, stop putting people into camps. It doesn't fucking... It's bad. It's fucking bad, Reapers. Anywho, so, you eventually get up with... You're being overwhelmed. You get reinforcements from Anderson. Anderson's alive. He's like, I've been leading the resistance. Dude, your exploits have been doing... And you fucking hug it out, too. Because he's your mentor. He's the one who's fucking trained you and groomed you. And he's like, oh my god. And you're like, Keith David, I knew you would survive. I knew you'd survive. God. I'm so happy you survived. Everybody I've been loving in this game has been dying. And they're like, oh, I get you. Oh, you want to hear something really fucked up? You do the fucking Citadel DLC where you get your apartment. Like, Thane sends you a fucking posthumous video of, like, just conversations with Thane while he was like, yeah! How fucked is that? Same with Morden, man! You get recordings and you're like... And Anyway.
That
Yeah.
fucking hurts.
Oh my
dude.
god, this because you know what? In these kind of games, victory comes at a cost, and yeah, there you go. Okay, so you're going to Earth, and we're like, we're gonna fucking. There's a fucking beam that leads to the fucking. That leads to the fucking blah 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 citadel that's in space because no one can get close to it. They're like, we could try and get there by man, you know, like ground thing, drive a car up to it, and so you try and do that, and a fucking Reaper literally drops down, and it's the Reaper you talk to in Arrival. I can't remember the Reaper's name, but it's something like dick shit, or cock shit, or I'm a bitch shit. Fuck that Reaper, by the way. They a bitch.
I'm sure it's I'm a bitch shit.
Yeah, I'm a bitch shit.
Sure
So they literally like drop down from space and fucking like vaporize your fucking thing. And okay, so prior to Mass Effect, there was a big controversy. Prior to the extended cut, there was a big controversy about the original endings being trash. And I am part of that controversy, which believed they were trash. From a writer's perspective, you didn't get any gratification out of it, and it's like they didn't really conclude anything. Everything was really open ended. It didn't make any sense. You needed more context because when you beat Dragon Age Origins, right? When you beat Dragon Age Origins, they had an epilogue. That's all people wanted was an epilogue, just explaining what happened after the fact, right?
Yeah.
And that's what people didn't get. Like, it literally was just like, all the endings were different colors, red, blue, or green, and they all had the same ending, and people were kind of pissed about that. So then they eventually, they under so much pressure, they released a free extended cut, and EA is notorious for doing this. So they're like, after 4 years, it's no longer going to be free, but everybody was like, fine, whatever, just fix it. It's bad. I'm not
gonna go on a tangent, but fuck EA.
Yeah, so like there was no context there or anything like that. Oh god, I forgot. Edie became a party member after the Mars mission. Eventually they took over that body and she got a sexy robot body, and Joker was like, cha-ching!
Nice.
Yeah, right? And they became
my boy Seth Green deserves it.
Yeah, he enjoys the robot love. Anyway, so sorry if I glossed over things, but it's a big ass game, and experience it for yourself after this, guys, if you haven't. That was the thing. There was a big controversy about it. Like, it was just really lackluster, and people got mad. And actually, up until the point where you're going to the beam, in the extended cut, you actually get to say goodbye to the person you've romanced. And God, it is brutal. Because Tally, like, for me, they were pulling her away from me. Like, I was bleeding and everything. And she's like, I just want more time with you. And I looked at her and I was like, there will always be more time. I love you. No. And I was lying straight up. And, like, you say goodbye to everybody, and you say goodbye to Tally if you're a romancer, or Garrus. Garrus is like, if we don't make it out there, I just want you to know, if Turian heaven is anything like human heaven, I hope to see you up there. And Shepard's like, I know it is, and if you're up there, there's a bar for you and me where we're going to share one last drink, my friend. And I'm like, God damn it, guys. Stop making me cry.
Oh.
I know, like, it gets crazy. Like, everybody has these heartfelt moments and shit like that, and you're just like... Yeah, so you make it to the beam. After like you get it almost incinerated by that fucking Reaper blast, and your armor's like shot, and you're just like stumbling to the beam and everything like that. And one guy gets up there, and he's known as Marauder Shields because the enemy type was Marauder, and he had shields, and you only had a pistol and no fucking health, so you had to fucking shoot him in the head like twice on the hardest difficulties. So everybody called him the last boss because in the creative design of Mass Effect, they thought a last boss would be too tacky. They had a last boss planned, but they thought it'd be too tacky.
Nah, let's not.
Yeah, for an RPG, a last boss would be too tacky. Yeah, thank you, Casey Hudson. Okay, so I'm sorry, I like boss fights. It makes it a little bit more fulfilling. Anyway, so you end up going on the Citadel with Anderson. Anderson also made it up in the portal. And, you know, there are bodies there and stuff like that. People are being harvested.
Mm-hmm.
Corpses. And, you know, you're talking to Anderson on the radio, like, what's going on, man? I'm really disoriented. I only have my gun. You're like, dying.
Yeah.
And, you know, you eventually go to the center console, and you see it, and you see Earth from everything, and you're sitting there with Anderson. No, you're there with Anderson, and the Elusive Man is there too. He's been indoctrinated. And you're like, you're indoctrinated. And you have to do a bunch of stuff to get this option, or else you have to just straight up kill him, which also annoyed people, because they didn't know about the options. So basically, you could talk him into sacrificing himself, like Saren did. But you're like, dude, you're indoctrinated. The Reapers are controlling you. They're gonna kill everybody. You just want to protect humanity. The best way is to fucking let me do this. We're gonna kill the Reapers. He's like, no, you can't. They're going to make everything better. He's like, see, that's exactly what an indoctrinated person says. And he's like, oh shit, Martin Sheen out, and he shoots himself in the head after shooting Anderson. He shot Anderson, and Anderson and you are after. The computer, you lean down, and he's looking at Earth, and he's like, you know, I never took the time to look at it from here, but it's beautiful. And you're like, Anderson, hold on. And he's like, I know, I'm holding on. He's clutching his side, and you're like, Keith David, you're too cool for this. Don't do this to me. And he's like, Shepard, I just want you to know, and again, a male Shepard, I'm proud of you, son. Like, he calls you son, and he dies. No. And I'm like fucking livid at this point. You can literally see Gideon just throwing his keyboard up. Especially the first time I played it without the extended cut. It just soured it for me. Right? Console fucking goes over there, and you get the option, and you talk to this fucking... Oh my god, I fucking hate this part. I'm sorry I'm talking so much shit. If you like this, that's fine, but I hated it. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I fucking hated it. So, the AI of the Reapers fucking talks to you. Like the collective AI. Or of the Citadel, or whatever the fuck it was. In the fucking image of the kid who died in the beginning of the game.
Oh my god.
How heavy-handed is that?
Of course.
Right? Yeah, no, I hated that. And I was talking to Backland when I first did this, and I was like, you know what would have been cool? If the AI from the kid, the Star Child, literally it was called Star Child, and you could see fucking Casey Hudson's fucking Spotify list, or whatever the fuck he was using at the time, literally took the name from a song called Star Child. Right? Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah. I thought what would have been a cooler idea, I'm going to talk about this briefly, is that if all the decisions of all the people you got killed, it shapeshifted into. Like if it was reading your mind. Because if it would have shapeshifted into the person you sacrificed on Vermeer, into Morden if you had sacrificed, into like, fucking Thane.
Like Gary and his demons.
Yeah, like Gary and his demons. Thank you. Awesome show on VRV. It's new. Please go support it.
Oh,
it's Rick
so
and Morty,
good.
but funnier. I think it's funnier. It's got more, yeah.
Oh no, the wrath of the internet.
They're gonna hate this about that. It's funny. But anyway. So, like, that was it was just a kid. And I'm like, ah, yes, omnipotent power and wisdom in a child. Cool, Casey Hudson. And basically, you get the choice of controlling the Reapers and basically killing yourself to basically become the Reaper hive mind and basically be the Reapers. And you will always control the Reapers. And or you could sacrifice yourself and become basically become the template for organics and inorganics to become one species, where organics and inorganics fused into one bio non-organic creature. Like humans had circuitry. Like that's the ending. You saw green circuitry on people. It's kind of trippy, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you could sacrifice yourself and just destroy the Reapers, but it would also destroy the Geth after they gained sentience and any other robotic life form. And if you did that way, if you had enough resources, you could get a little glimpse of Shepard surviving the wreckage. Like, yeah. I went the Paragon route, and I chose to control the Reapers as Reaper Shepherd and basically became a guardian for the galaxy. I basically said the galaxy will always have this protector in case of a threat, and I will make sure that they were always protected. That was what I did.
That's cool.
Right? I was like, I'm a Reaper Shepherd. I'm all the Reapers. Cool. Yeah. But basically, no matter what, Shepherd basically dies, and everybody was pissed about that, because, yeah. So, that's Mass Effect.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot. God, is there anything I'm missing? Oh, yeah. Fuck Star Trek. Oh, yeah, no, and after the credits, they got fucking Buzz Aldrin to do an outro. Which was pretty cool that it was...
shit.
Yeah, it was Buzz Aldrin basically talking to his grandchild about the story of the shepherd that saved the galaxy. And I'm like, God damn it, guys. Could you
I got chills all over again.
I mean, I personally thought it was heavy-handed, but, Buzz Aldrin's a fucking
still
hero.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just...
Like, the fact that they got the actual, dude.
Yeah, that's it. If it were anybody but Buzz Aldrin, then I wouldn't have been impressed.
Like, oh, man.
Funny story about this, by the way, is that EA literally, after fucking up the ending after BioWare and EA fucked the ending, EA tried to fucking market it as Mass Effect 3. It's about the journey, not the ending. That was actually their slogan. 90% of the people hated the ending. Yeah. How fucked is that? That you tried to spin that.
That's annoying.
The extended cut made it better because basically what happens is the Alliance forces, you dock the catalyst into the crucible into the catalyst, which is the thing. It shoots off this beam that destroys all the Reapers or controls all the Reapers or spreads your genetic material across the galaxy to everybody, like an EMP pulse. And if you're a hybrid, they have no reason to kill you because they're also organic now, so it creates a paradox in their programming. So they end up becoming partners with organics and help them rebuild. Be like, our bad. It was our programming, it was a glitch. But after that, Joker doesn't want to abandon Shepard, neither does the crew of the Normandy. And so, they fucking wait a little longer and they crash land on a planet, and it's supposed to be like an Eden planet. And that was in the original ending, but there was no context after it. And what really annoyed people was Turians and Quarians can't live off human food. They're dextro something or another diets. They physically human food and Solarian and Krogan foods are all poisonous to them. So in that ending, without any context, Garrus is gonna die. Same with Tally. Cool.
Yeah.
So they basically had it that they fixed the Normandy, the extended ending, and were able to regroup. Because it pissed so many people off that Garrus and Tally were gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we had Mass Effect Andromeda. I'll talk briefly about it. They wanted to restart the series because they kind of wrote themselves into a corner. How do you have a series take place after if you basically made one of 3 crucial decisions on how everything would play out? So they thought, let's just have them go to the Andromeda Galaxy and start their story anew. And I liked it. I haven't finished it because, I'm a busy man with podcasts and streams and stuff. But I liked it. I thought from what I played was good. But play it for yourself. Have fun with it.
I actually probably will now.
So what did we learn about Mass Effect?
Okay. We learned that some aliens, I forget which ones. Was it the Protheans who overreacted? Some aliens overreacted about people finding them. There were a lot of wars and shit. Saren is a real douchebag. Garrus and Joker are awesome. And the ultimate pickup line is join my crew, I'm Commander Shepard.
Also, I forgot to mention, Commander Shepard got their dick wet, or their... I can't think of a good equivalent for the female precision. Sploosh? But basically, Commander Shepard got around. There was a lot of alien and human sex to be had.
Mm-hmm.
As a typical BioWare game, so should end on that note. So that was this episode of Drunk Fandom. Please join us next time for the final episode of our first season. I can't believe we're at episode 10.
Yeah.
Clock Tower is going to be explained by Backclam to me. And I'm looking forward to it because I love talking to my wife about stupid shit for 3 hours. And have a great day, guys. Stay salty.
Bye.